music in the
Hi.
background.
Hello.
Hey!
Hello.
Hi. Whoa! Other people are here.
We're all here.
We're all here.
Why hello?
I wasn't ready.
Michelle, do you want a squishy?
Do I want to
We all have squishies.
We all have
has
squishies,
everyone
except
show
for
your
me.
everyone show your squish.
Yay.
Oh.
Squishies. The Nerd Dungeon just got a
Mine's
ton
corporate.
of squishmallows.
Yours is corporate sellout.
What's yours? What's yours is little blurb?
It doesn't have one.
Oh, that's how
Yeah.
soulless it is.
It's just Gene, and that's all you need to know.
All right. All right.
This one is Kelly Toy.
Kelly Toy.
I'm kidding. That's the name of the
I
manufacturer.
was like, okay.
Yeah, I don't think that one
It
has a soul.
They all have souls.
Yeah, it really
They all have
doesn't.
souls.
They all have souls.
They all have souls.
This one's a witch. She sold her soul, so she
Oh, that's
doesn't have it
actually
anymore.
fair. That's
That's
fair.
right.
Mm.
That's fair.
Mhm.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Welcome to the first draft. It's the D&D show where we make it up as we go along, and I, for one, am tired right now.
Of all inflation.
No. The squishes are okay. They're all right. I'm not tired of them.
You just could never get tired of them.
Yes, but doesn't matter if I'm tired. We've got announcements first.
Oh yeah. Announcements. Things to announce into the world.
You're tired or
Our
not.
socials. If follow us on our socials, and if you want, I'm going to read them out in a second. But if you want like to see them, do ! Socials in the chat. Type that into the chat, and all of this will come up. But follow us on YouTube. At youtube.com/secondwins. That's the number 2 NDWINS. Follow us on Twitter at secondwins. That's the number 2 NDWINS. Our TikTok, you can follow us at secondwins. That's SECONDWINS. And our Discord, the link is in the channel description. So yeah, like, subscribe, and then like tell all of your friends and family. And yeah, just random people on the street, just tell them, just yell it at them.
Yeah, just scream it.
Just go onto a subway and just scream. Scream this. Our socials.
Don't have a Subway in your town? Go to the sandwich shop instead.
Yeah, that's yes.
Exactly.
Either subway works.
Yep. Either Subway.
And also tune into our other streams. We have Smash
Store
on Sundays. That's Super Smash Bros. And also we have Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh. Whoa.
No. On this, it's got the ellipses, so it's
Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh.
On Saturday nights.
Oh.
That finishes the announcements, but the
DM has been raptured.
Yes.
Wait, I have a random announcement.
Only his shoes are left.
Deity?
If you so desire or appreciate these lovely squishes.
Wow.
They're really
Wow.
good.
Or other nerdy products such as like, I don't know,
They're not paying us
vintage
for this.
vintage video games. Well, I want to say if you look at our other social medias, you can also check out our website at Second Wind Store.
Oh, there's an online marketplace.com.
And that is Second Winds SECONDSSTORE.com.
Seconds win?
No, it's Second Winds
and then there's an
Store.
S for store.
So there's two S's back to back, you see? Yeah.
Is this
Do you
what
see this?
Jess has been doing?
No, but this is, if you like anything nerdy or anime or plushies, we have a store with all of your nerdy needs. Go look at it.
What about
Just for
astrophysics?
you.
Astrophysics?
Baba
probably.
Nerd Store, have you any plush?
We do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Bags of mush.
This is great.
Yeah.
Actually, can we add that to our announcement?
Everything is working.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
well.
we should add
We
that
actually
on.
should add that to the
100%.
announcements.
Promote
Yeah.
our
Oh, yeah.
the store.
I'm
that's-
like, what happened? I thought of this before now.
Can we vote to change? So like DM stands for Dungeon Master. Can we vote on whether or not to change that to Danger Master?
All right, I think I fixed
Because he's Danger Master in my phone.
That's really
Danger
good.
Master.
I like
Can he just still be Dungeon Master, but in like a weird way?
Dungeon
What's
Master.
dungeon in
He
another
could also be
language?
Gender
In like a
Box.
different
This is
like
getting really
concept.
Streaming's easy, everybody. Streaming's easy. Don't let anybody
Streaming's
tell
for
you otherwise.
everyone.
This took no effort or money.
Oh!
But I'm back.
So-
Sorry about that.
Oh, so good to see you. I thought we lost you.
Oh no, it's okay. I kept
They
pressing
didn't want
stop
you in
music,
heaven?
and guess what? The music didn't stop, so
Dang.
fixed it.
We hate when music
Ew.
doesn't listen. What?
Summer's here is
I missed it. Dang it.
Well, see, earlier I said, "Oh, he got raptured," and then when he came back, I was like, "Oh, heaven didn't want you."
I got left behind.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like that movie.
Shout out to
Oh, I
those
thought
Nicolas
that was
Cage
like
movies.
a one-liner.
Nicolas Cage. Shout out to you in general, but
It was a callback.
sponsor this
But-
channel.
I had a couple other things on my announcements list that I didn't write down, so I apologize.
Unimportant. We're talking about our good friend
Nicolas
Nicolas
Cage.
Cage.
I've got a shirt with
The
just
one
like
true
it's just
God.
all Nicolas Cage faces on it. I'll wear
We're
it one
watching
stream.
like we know you are.
I want a
Um,
shirt that says our
I'm
Hey,
focused.
if you were here last week for the stream, thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank
We
you.
really appreciate it. We do one shots occasionally. We're going to do them more frequently now, so stay tuned. We're going to have the resolution of last week's one shot coming up probably within the next month or so. We'll keep you updated. If you subscribe to all our socials, you'll find out when we're doing it. So do that. On another note, on speaking of one shots, coming up soon-ish. Don't have a firm date yet, but we'll let you know. Our very own Hunter is going to be DMing a one shot for us of the Alien tabletop RPG.
Too spooky for me.
Yes. I am.
It's-
yes. I
Yeah,
don't
tell
know if
us
I'm
tell us
supposed to.
about it. Just tell us something about
Oh, just something about it. Okay, so it's by Free League Publishing. They make a very nice product, I would say. Free plug here. But it's the Alien. So if you're familiar with the 1970s Alien franchise, that whole franchise of movies, there is an RPG game, tabletop RPG game of it, and we will be playing a one shot of the cinema mode that is a function of the game, where you effectively play out an alien movie where you're lucky to survive. That's all I have.
Thank you.
It's going to be very fun.
I'm
and
very excited. I'm very excited to play that.
There will be role-playing pre-made characters. It'll be fun to see what choices they make.
Yes. And if you haven't noticed yet, we are down a production member tonight, but that's okay. Will is actually working really hard right now on doing some development for a future campaign that we're going to be running down the line. But he's working very hard on that, so he's not going to be here for the production consistently. So if you notice a few hiccups, it's my fault.
A lot of irons in the fire.
Yeah.
So many irons.
Well, I mean, DMing is so easy. So like you
It
have
really
to
is.
take
I
up
have to do
another-
other
Yeah.
things because I get bored with it. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Being
wow.
a player is so difficult. Like do you see all the spells that we have to like think about in front of us? Like
here and
thank God we don't have to
and
memorize
retain
them.
information. Like, weird.
I have to write things occasionally. Ugh.
But that's all I had. So everyone ready to play D&D?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do we actually remember? It's been a couple weeks. Everyone remember where we left off?
Saoirse made some bad
Yes.
choices.
Be more specific.
Huh? What do you mean? But everyone's alive.
Yes.
Except for all those
Oh,
griffins.
that's right, I didn't have my notebook.
Oh,
Yes.
we have a choice between the dream or the.
That's right.
But we ended resting at the inn after
That's right.
getting
Yeah,
back
we did
from
take
our
a long
battle.
rest. Yeah.
I hate that.
And I had my nice one-on-one with Arter.
Who
Mhm.
gave you really healthy advice?
Really
Yes.
healthy advice.
Yes.
You don't need others if you're strong. Like
So
Flesh is
No.
weakness.
flesh is weakness.
Exactly,
That's a
exactly.
big takeaway.
I see no problems with
just
this.
to catch everyone up then, 2 weeks ago the party went on a quick, most of the party went on a quick excursion with their old friend Sloane to the top of the Imperial Palace, to the top of the Airy Tower, to just take in the view, see the egg, Malaka's egg, the giant rock's egg that sits atop the tower. You snuck in, attracted a little bit of attention on the way up, but made it okay. And then after just a couple minutes of time up at the top of the tower, you were attacked, besieged by some Aarakocra who attacked you, a couple of them astride griffins, one of them wielding what looked like a magical saw blade of some sort, that Bryce, you came so close to getting, but could not quite find. The Aarakocra was killed, knocked off of its griffin off of the tower, dropping the saw blade, and you were not able to properly recover it, unfortunately. But after the excursion, you're actually joined by, during this battle, a new friend, Arter, who was a bounty hunter who had been tracking your party, who gave you a little bit of a heads up that you had a price on your head, but kind of struck a little bit of a friendly bargain with you, and she told you that she would watch your back for you, and kind of show you how to clear your name a little bit, in exchange for really just not much. It seemed like she asked that you come visit her in Port Tishon, but after kind of saving your butt, she took a shine to you and decided to help you out. Like we were saying, Arter and Bryce had a little bit of a talk back at the Three Sheets after for one of you, a harrowing escape. For the rest of you, a nice floating feather fall off of the tower to safety. But for Saoirse, it was a
fun excursion through a bunch of poop.
Yes, there was a lot of poop. Watch the VOD.
Watch the VOD for poop.
Yes.
And also Saoirse like walking through poop.
Was there walking through poop?
No.
Oh.
But see, get it? It's like watch the VOD for poop, and also for Saoirse. Never mind.
Oh, no.
I understand.
You understand.
I understand a lot.
I understand.
That's funny.
Ha.
So you made it back to the Three Sheets. You turned in.
So much.
I'm so glad I can be the comic relief.
Continue, please.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically, you made it back
It's
to
the only
Three
way I know how to
Sheets.
connect with people.
Arter gave Bryce some advice of dubious quality, and
It's great advice.
of course,
advice.
yeah. Don't trust anybody. People leaving you makes you stronger. It's good for you. And
Flesh's weakness.
Yes.
Like, how do
Flesh's
you think
weakness.
Carter's been able to get to the point where she's at? You know, like
Yeah.
she's
Really
strong.
solid.
Yeah.
So you all turned in for the night, and we didn't get to this on stream, but everybody leveled up to level 6.
Bum, 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 bum.
Get back.
I like to think we're pretty dangerous.
I think we are pretty dangerous.
You got a price on your heads.
Oh.
You've killed
Yeah,
some people.
we have bounties.
We do have bounties.
It's a small bounty, but it's a bounty nonetheless.
Yes.
We
really
set out to
serious
be,
for that
you
small
know, to
bounty.
make the brass circlet like the good guys, and then like within a week, we're like we have bounties.
Are the brass circlet.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not
The
so
name,
bad.
or
All
did
you
the
did
name
was
change us?
drug incapacitate and get a tour guide fired from his job. No big deal.
Oh, we
Yeah,
didn't mention
no.
But you spent the night back at the Three Sheets in safety. You completed a long rest, and you wake up the following morning in better spirits, stronger a little bit, and
Am I
ready
doing
to start
my
the day.
attunement thing?
Yeah. So Bryce, you had something you wanted to do.
Yes.
Is this before or after you go to bed for the night?
I think it would have been before.
Okay.
So like returning from the conversation with Arter, Bryce was like, not really able to sleep, really restless, and so he needed something to focus on. We didn't know what to do, so we pulled out the Liaison's Edge, that sword that he had freshly made that he hasn't really had much time to spend with, and started like also doesn't know anything about magic, so he's just like, if I just focus on it really hard, which I don't know what focusing really hard means, but if I do that, I'll connect with it. Like that's how magic is. That has to be how magic works. So like Bryce is just gonna start staring at it.
Okay. Roll a perception check for me.
Yes. My expertise, I doubled my
Oh, you took an
Perception?
expertise in perception?
so
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
21.
Nice.
Wow.
With a +7 to my perception
Wow.
now.
Would you like to put your dice in this little side?
Oh, is that what you were motioning for? I couldn't tell.
I said, here you go.
Thank you so much.
So you hold the blade out in front of you, and you're sitting there just squinting your eyes,
Mhm.
forcing your vision to try and make something unique out of this blade, to try and understand it better, and to for lack of a better term, attune to it.
Yes.
But you really get a good look at the blade. You kind of have been rushing around the past day, so you haven't really sat down and like examined it. You know, you took a look at it when you got it, but you haven't really sat with it. So you sit there and you don't really know what you're looking for. You in the back of your head, like you like you kind of feel a little
Especially
little
after
silly.
a few minutes.
yeah, like but then you sit there for about a couple minutes just looking at it, and then you can't really take your eyes away from it. Just the pure immaculate bone white color of it, this porcelain blade.
Mhm.
You search for just like some kind of evidence of intention and design, some kind of imperfection, some kind of pattern in the blade, but you can't see any. With other blades, you know, if you look close enough, you can see the patterning of the steel or the iron, the folding of it. But it is monolithic. It is just one piece. But the more you look at it, the more that you kind of get a feel for it, the more that you feel, you know, maybe it's the talk you had with Ardor, but you feel a little bit more confident, a little bit more secure, a little bit more mentally stable, if that makes sense. That maybe psychic influences, other influences would have less of an effect on you. And again, hard to really see if that's the case or not. But
Just a feeling.
just a feeling.
Yeah.
Roll a just roll that D100 for me real quick.
Ooh.
I was actually going to make this happen. 58?
58.
Yes.
As you sit there and you ponder the blade, as you study the blade, you feel that kind of mental fortitude that you felt like you had. It almost feels like a buzz, and you feel it kind of spreading throughout your body. And just for a brief moment, just for a flash, you close your eyes and open them, and you're not in your room anymore. You are on a table. It almost feels like an operating table. And then you blink and you're back. Just for a second, it was a little unnerving, but you're back. You're back. And you feel a little bit more like you understand, a little bit closer to this blade, a little bit.
Sounds
Familiar with
about right.
And then you kind of, you know, take a moment, reflect on what you just saw, and just put the blade back and settle down for the night.
Okay. Was that the effect from that 58? Or okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
And that's it. Is anybody else wanting to do anything over the night or first thing in the morning?
Saoirse wakes up,
Mhm.
looks at herself in the mirror, and is like, "Oh," and her "Oh, well, that explains a lot, actually." And her hair has kind of changed color from pink to like this kind of light green.
Mhm.
Her skin's got a little bit more of a greenish look in like a healthy, lush way, not like a
Okay, yeah.
sickly way. Let's get it straight now. Like she's looking great and feeling a little hot girl summer. She has switched from spring to summer. Strangely, even though it's like springtime outside, that doesn't usually happen with her in the Feywild. She doesn't just like change like that. But she guesses my emotions have been, I guess, a little weird lately, little high strung, little stressed out. I don't know. Well, this is fun though. I'm feeling great. I feel like I could take on a dragon. Let's go. Ooh, I'm gonna. Ooh, maybe I'll Well, ooh. Well, there's a cute girl who lives in the sewers.
Wow.
We all know some cute girls living in the sewers.
Who hasn't known a cute girl living in a sewer? Right, ladies?
That's where Saoirse's at right now.
We've all got a type.
That
But in
is
a really
so-
healthy way.
Anyway.
So lesbian. Look at that sewer girl. Oh.
Saoirse, has this kind of, you said usually is more of a
So in the
Must be
Feywilds,
sudden.
it's more like before it's been more like it changes with the seasons. Like her emotions have not triggered a season change in her body as of yet
okay
when
so
she
this
was
is a
in the
first for
Feywilds.
Saoirse.
But here it's different for some reason. Like it's like the seasons here have less power over her than her own emotions.
Gotcha. Okay.
So she's been feeling a little hot-headed, a little impulsive, as last session kind of showed. And it's kind of triggered a change in her body. And now her face step does different stuff.
Ooh. We'll see what that does.
Yes.
But you all wake up the next morning and you head downstairs. What would you like to do?
So am I waking up later because of the thing?
No.
Okay.
It just happens as part of your long rest. Usually a long rest consists of both sleeping and a little bit of wakefulness too. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A coffee. A coffee, please.
yeah. So you see Mallory's behind the counter as usual, and she runs back to the kitchen, brings you some coffee,
Thank you.
sets it out.
Can I have some sugar?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Thank you.
She grabs you some sugar. Had a wild night last night, huh?
I just pour all of it in.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep. All
We
right.
had such
I'm
a
gonna-
grand time. It was so much fun.
I'm
It
gonna
was
have the
such
seat.
adventure.
Huh. Did you... You did something with your...
Oh, my hair did that itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it like a permanent dye kind of thing? You have to bleach it first, or is it like...
No, I've never had to do that.
Oh, all right. Looks good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know.
I like that they understand the bleach dye process in the fantasy world as well.
You can't just get a pastel color if you dye it over a dark brown hair color.
Yes.
You have to bleach
I
it.
can see some of the.
You have to
bleach,
kill
but
your hair
I
first.
go like I do this a lot and like play with my hair, and so some of the lavender has started to wear off, and you can see some of the bleach starting to peek through.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna see Rand drink coffee, and I'm gonna. Hey, Miss Mallory. Coffee,
I elbow
please.
Bryce for doing a deeper voice.
Stop! I want a coffee.
She kind of puffs out her chest a little bit back at you, like, all right.
Yeah.
She goes back. Roll a perception check for me real quick.
9.
She brings you back a cup of coffee and sets it down. She goes, Here you go.
When I sip it, how does it taste?
Have you ever had coffee before?
Yeah.
No, Bryce has never had coffee
Does
before.
it just taste
so-
like sweet milk?
Well, so I'm wondering, like,
Yeah.
but what does it taste like? It doesn't matter what it tastes like, really. But what? Does
Yeah,
it taste
no.
like?
It tastes like a little hint of bitterness, but like, oh, surprisingly sweet. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
give Mallory a wink.
Take a sip, and I'm like, you know, start like even like chugging it a
As-
bit,
as-
trying to
as
just.
he's chugging, she goes,
Man, this stuff. I'm not a kid. This stuff ain't nothing.
You're a #1 teacher. Not a kid.
Not again.
As you down your coffee, she looks at you and gestures towards a table in the back. She's like, I think one of your friends is back. And she points to a table, and you see Rhea sitting at a table enjoying, I guess, a morning coffee or breakfast. Or
Face just kind of like down, just like this. Like hair is just over like a plate of eggs, and like I imagine like coffee and then some sort of alcohol,
Mhm.
Oh.
and it's just like just eating, shoveling, not aware of anything around her.
You're not the only one that had a late night.
Miss Rhea! And I'm gonna sprint over with my coffee.
Just sloshing it everywhere. Your Reese's!
Did
I elbowed him off a table just now.
Him?
Them. The corporate shill.
We all heard that.
We all know
Anyways.
corporations are people too.
She.
Okay.
Jean.
Sorry.
So anyways.
I misgendered your squishmallow. I committed a hate crime.
You don't have to apologize to me.
I know how the Squishmallow feels in this moment.
Do you have anything to say?
Do you have
I'm
anything
sorry,
to say to
Jean.
her?
I'm sorry, Jean,
For
for misgendering you.
that's right. Anyways.
I realize this is satire, but also I have been in that position before.
Yeah.
So
I
awkward.
hate it. It's awful.
Shooting with genders literally happens almost every single day. It's fine. Whatever. Just move on.
And then like making a thing out of it, like
Hey,
Painful.
hey,
she can if she wants to.
she
That's her
can.
right.
Yeah.
His pronouns are they.
It's like that the Spider-Man meme. Yeah.
Huh?
There's a
Yeah, you know
Oh,
that
okay.
Spider-Man meme
yeah.
where he's sitting at the table with a picture of himself behind him. Or are
No,
you
but
talking
that-
about a different Spider-Man
Yeah,
meme?
yeah,
Because there's so
different-
many of
Yeah,
them.
well, no, it's specifically literally that situation.
Oh.
It's, what's her face?
So yeah,
Anyway.
I'm gonna run over and hug Rhea. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm drinking coffee. See?
It is like it is. You look down and it's like the lightest tan colored coffee you've ever seen. It's basically just milk.
I see Rand being like, I'm like, good for you.
Yeah,
Good for you.
I'm not a kid anymore.
Yep. You drink. You know what? I'm also drinking coffee. Cheers. She'll just pour a little bit of liquor into the coffee.
Man, I started drinking coffee when I was 11. Anyways.
Yeah, I started drinking Monster when I was like 9. Dang. Boy Scouts. Gotta love them.
My ADHD did not need the extra help.
I did not have ADHD because, as my parents said, no child of theirs would ever have something like that.
My
That's how it
depression-
works.
My depression needed a lot of help. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But enough about trauma. Let's get
back
back
to this tabletop role playing game.
Which is not about processing trauma from our real lives. It's about processing fake trauma from characters'
I
lives.
definitely haven't pushed all of my problems onto Rhea.
No, and acted them out in
Yeah.
a fictional and more in control way.
Nope.
Miss Rhea,
Be
help
healthy
me
in
so
the
much.
way that you deal with your trauma.
Get a therapist.
You're valid.
Yeah.
D&T is not therapy.
Unfortunately.
Friends are also not therapists.
All right,
have-
good stream,
I mean,
everybody.
I
That was great.
have
All right.
friends who are therapists.
Well,
There's
Oh,
the
that's
moral.
true.
Friends are not.
Unless your
personal
friends are
therapists.
licensed
There's-
therapists.
I was
there's
like, I gotta actually talk to some people
There's-
then.
There's nothing worse than like.
Saoirse gets a cup of coffee,
And
and
I'm
Yeah.
just prattling off about the last night, the last 24
Yeah.
hours. It's like, oh my god, we went up the door.
You went up.
We went up on the area, and then
Why?
I teleported, and then and then there were these flying things, and they were
Why
big bird
would you
people.
go up
I
there?
just called
It was
from
for
across
a
the-
view.
They took my egg. They tried to.
They tried to take your egg.
Yeah, we
tried
got
to
up to the
take
big
my
egg.
You
Malachi
have an
said
egg?
It's mine.
she had a weird moment with the egg.
It's my egg.
Oh,
I want
The
egg.
egg.
I want
the egg.
I kinda didn't pay
Why
much attention
did
to
you
the
go
egg, I'm
up
not gonna
there,
lie.
and also who?
It was
trying-
for a view.
Were the
my
guards
egg.
trying to kill you?
No, actually.
What was trying to kill you?
Bird people.
Bird
Yeah,
people.
bird people.
Aarakocra.
Erico, thank you.
You're welcome.
It feels
There's several kinds of bird people.
there are.
A
yeah.
kokakra. A kokrakra.
Potpourri.
And an enemy.
A rickracra.
And they were astride griffins, some of them.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey.
And then this really cool bounty hunter showed up.
Really?
Yeah. And she was made of
A bounty hunter? Why did
Rand
a
just
bounty hunter
blushes
show?
profusely.
Why did a bounty hunter show up?
Because we have a bounty on our heads.
Yeah.
We're
I don't.
serious.
What do we do
Oh,
about
no.
that? Yeah.
No,
Can
that's
you
not
do-
good.
Yeah.
What can you?
That's not good.
I don't know what to do about it. I can burn all the bounty papers.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Okay.
I think my
That's
dad's
one,
alive.
that's one
If
strategy.
Yeah, that's valid.
I think my dad's alive. If my dad finds a bounty of me, that's not good.
I'm gonna turn to Mallory and say, Mallory, are there like specific bounty boards like in Alavast?
She points to a wall. There's a board on the wall with a bunch of bounties on it.
Are we on it?
Are there any local-
Okay, I'm gonna go over and just take them down and just like
How ready are they?
It's like right above me.
I'm just gonna feed
They
them
got
more
your notes
fire.
wrong.
It's like your picture is like right above you. Where is it?
Yeah.
Well, they've
are
got the
there
color
any
of my
more-
hair completely wrong now, so I'm fine.
Almost
the part
certain.
is on the other
Do you know
side.
where they would? Can you draw me a map in the city of where they would be?
So
I mean,
many.
That's gonna. Do you have half a day? There's a lot of. There's. Oh gosh. Of course you do. Of course you do.
I think we should just fake our own deaths at this point.
You can do that?
I can. Yeah, I can do that for you.
Yeah,
I mean, we offer
Yeah.
that service in the keys. It's.
yeah.
I mean,
Just gotta change our names.
How much is
move
your
somewhere
bounty?
far away.
I mean, I also have.
I go back to the fire and I find the paper and I'm like,
oh, 300 gold.
I know. I feel like we should just
Please.
drum up the money.
Do a lot of people fake their deaths? Is this like
I mean,
a
it's
normal
not like
thing?
it's not like super.
can I
in
roll
demand
perception
service.
of who's in this place with
Sure.
us?
I literally have a spell that I can make it.
Hey, yeah.
I can make you.
Well, that is
But
a nat
without-
one.
Okay. I mean, there are a ton of people in here right now.
Oh,
Like,
slightly
if-
expanded.
You don't have to roll to know that. You have a hard time because there are so many people making out anyone in particular. But as you have heard, the emperor is supposed to be coming into town today. So
I have an idea.
You know, a lot of people are here for that specifically.
So is the bounty for everyone combined or per person?
It was per person.
Ah,
Correct.
dang it.
Is it all the same amount per person?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, wait.
Did you retrieve all of them from the fire,
Yeah.
or? So it was 300 for you. It was who was the one that actually gave him the potion? I think that may have been Traj.
Okay, who? Oh, was it?
Well,
I thought it
you-
was. I thought it was a sleep spell.
That was you did a sleep spell after he already,
Yeah.
I think, drank the potion.
Yeah.
So I think Traj was the one that gave it. So I think Traj has probably a higher one, but
Mm.
the rest of you, it's about 300 piece.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they do they look like? How well drawn are they? I want to know. Like.
So Rand, yours is pretty spot on. Saoirse, actually yours, these are all in color too. They really splurge. So your hair actually now is different.
Yeah.
So you get that going for
Skin
you.
color slightly different.
Yeah.
My
Features
overall
are still
demeanor.
fairly well captured, but
Sure.
you have more of the typical scowl that you had on. That kind of like just Bryce. You look about 4 years younger than you actually are. You look like a child. You honestly look at that and you feel a little insulted.
Well, you're drinking coffee now, right? It's been a while since then.
I don't look like that.
Do you have one whisker now that coffee has been had?
I definitely look. I don't look like that, do I?
You don't look like that.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Definitely. Hey, it's
Definitely
good.
older.
In this chance, like, you won't be found out of any of them.
Yeah, because how much does it like? If I was 4 years younger, or like just like a satyr child?
It looks kind of. It's a little non-specific. It looks kind of just like a satyr child.
Wow. No, it's true. Not all satyrs look the same. I'm gonna walk away and
Tell me about it.
What does mine look like?
Ria's. I would say they've captured you pretty well. You're pretty distinctive with your hair and your demeanor.
Yeah.
So they've got a pretty good read on you.
Okay. This looks nothing like me. And I'll just hold it right next to my face. It looks exactly like me.
They got the nose wrong.
Thank you.
I'm gonna
Completely
storm
wrong.
back and wait a second. I'm gonna try drawing on mine to make it better.
No, that's not what you want.
No, I'm gonna make it like really like I'm gonna do like harsh lines and make it like
like an
like,
old
serious.
man.
Like, yeah, like chiseled. Yeah,
Big chiseled
beard,
jaw.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can I roll to see how well I do?
Yeah,
this? I really.
Definitely go with the soul patch. It's very.
Oh!
Trick shot!
Hole in one.
Oh wait, did you make it? In
He
the...
trick shot and bounced and then went into the little cup.
Does
Nice.
that count?
It was a
13.
It's
in the
not.
13.
No. Oh,
Okay,
come
I'll
on.
reroll it.
What? This is
Okay,
the
it's
much
camera.
better.
That one.
The camera's
No, not yet. Hold on. Let me.
Never mind.
No. I did something new.
That's
We've
not.
got a dice
Oh, wait.
cam now.
That's not a camera. It's a dice tray.
We got a dice cam now.
Dice cam.
Dice cam. Which,
Dice
if we
cam.
wanted to put, we could probably put both of those dice trays in that shot if we move that chest out in scooch.
Fine, Scooch. I liked the chest.
I
chest
was
is
just
No, it's
if we
fine.
wanted the dice
No,
tray.
no,
in
no,
the
no,
shot,
no.
I was just waiting.
No. Get rid of it. It's not like I worked on that
Whose
framing or
dice
anything
tray
like that.
is this?
I have no idea. It's just always been here.
Oh, let's
Oh.
just.
Yeah.
It was here before us and it will be here
Do you
long
want
after
to?
us.
Do you want to use your nice fancy
Your
wormwood
beautiful.
dice tray?
Sure.
Get it some. Is it?
Actually,
I would say
sure.
maybe. I don't know how you feel about that D100 on there. but-
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not
no.
the D100.
Yeah.
Please, God, no.
Please, not the
D100 we can roll. Just hand that to me now.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
the
I'm the only
D100
one
tray right
rolling
now.
that right
I
now.
got some wild magic.
Oh, that's right. But yeah.
On the other side, so I can open up my.
Yeah,
notebook.
you haven't. You
Actually,
still
no.
haven't cast anything.
I think there was that one instance where it should have happened, but I don't know when it is supposed to
Yeah,
happen.
yeah, and we said we'll just carry it forward whenever it.
Okay.
Yeah, next time.
Saoirse, did you do something with your hair?
No, my hair just did that. I didn't do anything with it.
You look fantastic.
Oh, thank you. I
You can
know.
look up from all
Absolutely
my
stunning.
smudges that are on the paper. I don't know how this looks.
Oh yeah,
but-
yeah. So you're sitting there. You grab some charcoal and you're just like trying really hard to like give yourself a square jaw and like add a little bit of 5 o'clock shadow
Yeah.
in there and
Turtles
like
going all over my arm.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Um,
believe
I'm like,
your trap muscles are a little bit bigger, so you should definitely build those out.
oh yeah. I'll look up from doing that, like
Yeah.
charcoal over, like, oh yeah. What happened to your hair?
Life?
Magic's weird.
Yeah.
So you work on this for a few minutes, and the end result is like that fresco of Jesus, like pre and post restoration.
Oh man.
I'm gonna hang it up back up proudly and be like, "That's more like it."
Yeah.
Okay.
And this did spend like
Jesus.
a few seconds in the fire, so like the edges are singed, and it's like
Which
yeah.
only makes me happier.
Yeah,
Like, and do I have like charcoal smudge like everywhere? Can I?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, you are just like yeah.
I'll be like, whoo, and like rub a streak across my
Mm.
forehead, like,
Poor little chimney sweep.
huh?
Sleeping in the gutter.
So what is what are we up to today? Hopefully, I mean, we're not gonna like go and like just like break into the most protected place in the country to have a nice view again, are we?
No, I'm done
Maybe
with that.
not anytime soon.
Technically, that was Sloane's idea, right? Sloane.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a good thing that we were there.
I was really
My
hesitant
egg.
about it first, but looking back, it was a really great experience.
It was a mixed bag.
Okay. Mallory said the Emperor is coming today, which is Mallory. Is that when like the parade is?
From what I understand, he should be coming today. I think he's supposed to be going through the Banner Bank or something like that.
Is that important?
I mean, if you want to catch a glimpse of the Emperor, I guess he doesn't typically make.
I don't really care about the
appearances.
Emperor. It's my music lesson today.
Is it smart?
I don't know that.
Okay.
Is it smart to be showing our faces around while we have bounties out on us?
I
Like there was a bounty.
Let's make a
Are we
bunch of
doing-
money and then pay off our bounties.
Are we going?
Can we do that?
is that possible?
Is that how much money is that?
no?
That's a
That's not
lot
how
of-
bounties
That's
work.
a lot of gold.
Is that how bounties work? No, because it would be the guy who's trying to find us.
Like,
Like, no, that's not how bounties work.
You can pay off the bounty, sure.
That's how much he thinks our life is worth. So if we pay him that much,
It's like settling a lawsuit.
yeah,
I do think at least one of us.
we're bribing a god.
Yeah, you grease the right pockets, and people look the other way.
Yeah. It's fine. If he gets that much from each of us, he'll have enough money to live off of until he gets another job.
I do think it would be worth one of us getting a look at the Emperor, just in case we have to identify him in any other place. But I don't think we should all go.
That church was kind of creepy, wasn't it?
Yeah, we should probably go back. There
Might be some money
Yeah,
there.
church. Yeah.
might be some people to kill.
Were there things we need to do there? Was there important stuff there?
At the
So-
church?
There
I just
were
remember the
rooms.
really creepy, cool drower lady. Drower.
Drow.
Drow.
Ooh,
Drow.
what if
You're thinking Draugr from, like, Skyrim.
I am.
I think
So-
I feel like we had this conversation.
We did. We absolutely did. Yeah.
My neural pathways are strong.
You form a connection one time, it's there forever.
could we like I mean this bounty hunter person, could we hire her to come with us?
Oh, she was really cool. I mean,
She's gone.
Oh, that's
She
right, yeah.
died?
Well, no, she went
No.
off to. I think she's from Port Shone.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I think that's where she went.
Great. She just went to Port.
Isn't is that what she told me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she told me like last night when we were talking. Like, she was off to Port Shone, and she said I should visit.
Oh,
She was in a nice part too.
cool.
So,
I mean,
I-
okay.
You know what? I think. Listen, the rest of you, do what you're gonna do. I'm gonna go see the Emperor. I'm sure there's
Sneakily?
gonna. I'll get lost in the crowd. It's fine.
But what if someone captures you?
Why would they do that?
Because you have bounty. dude.
Is my hair that color anymore? I don't think
I
so.
mean, no one else has really come after us. Just been the one person.
I'm
And she
gonna-
came out of like a dark storm cloud in the sky, so like there wasn't much avoiding.
I'm gonna
creep
dark
over.
Yeah, she was so cool.
I'm gonna tiptoe over to the table where y'all are sitting and say,
Guys, if you haven't noticed, there's a lot of freaking people here. How many of them have already seen that bounty paper before I took it down? Now,
I want to
What
look
do you
around
think
and
they're
see if
going to do?
anyone's looking at us.
Roll a perception check.
my passive is 18.
25.
Okay, fair.
25. Wow.
You thought you could beat me by making me do perception checks instead
I
of
know.
investigation.
Now
you
it's
fool.
It's not just investigation anymore. Now it's perception and persuasion.
And performance.
It's the coffee, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, just the
The
little bit of
confidence.
caffeine is like hitting your system now, and like you just scan the room and you're like just going from face to face to
The
face.
eyes like.
Just clocking everybody.
Yeah. And then
It's like Sherlock Holmes and Sherlock, where the like little arrows come off of everybody and little blurs.
Yeah,
about, like,
yeah.
oh, she's been cheating. She's an adulterer.
yeah, and
Oh,
you just
she
kind of
just
like
got
you look
back
at
from
your
Paris.
Drinking
you, like,
coffee,
swipe
sweating.
the details away, and you're like, no.
He just told a lie.
Yeah, you're like, oh, smudge on the collar, lipstick.
Her
on the-
nail polish is
on the
chipped.
neck, cheating on his
Jewelry
wife.
not polished.
But you're scanning the crowd in here, and more people are coming in and sitting down and getting drinks, and the bar is getting a little crowded now. You kind of had most of it to yourself, but more people are showing up, and Mallory's kind of distracted now. And you look around and you lock eyes just for a second with a half orc at the end of at the other side of the room, who's just kind of leaning back at a table by himself, just like,
Very
trying
inconspicuous.
to act nonchalant, locks eyes with you, and just looks away real quick.
I turn back. Well, all right. Maybe Rand might be right, but only one person, the half orc over there, behind. But I had really good eyes.
Eyes.
You do have
I am a junior investigator. Do not doubt my perception.
Okay, but regardless, we need to get out of here one way or another.
Do you think we should talk to that half orc though, or just kind of like slip out? Maybe just.
I say we should go because I don't want to make trouble for Mallory. I like her.
Yeah, she's okay.
Mm.
We should get out.
Yeah.
Agreed.
To the church?
These are good.
Well, have you left by the way?
No.
Okay.
I was just
Girls
saying
go
I
do
would
it.
like to go to the parade to see the Emperor. Maybe there's some musicians there.
Okay.
It's always a shopping episode.
I kind of want to go in Paris. I want to go see the
I think
Emperor.
you actually picked up Ria's armor.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Oh, I did! Oh my gosh! I did! Oh wait! Bryce is gonna, when you mentioned, like I kind of want to pick up my armor. Bryce is gonna go, oh! Miss Rhea, you're good. I thought of it already. Just loudly clanking through my bag.
I'll take it and just like throw it over my shoulder, and just as my armor is going clink 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 clink, it's just smashing against.
Love it.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah, super
If we
stealthy.
weren't already like the most like the sore thumb people to see in this place. Clink, 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 clink.
Yeah, you definitely stand out a little bit. There's a lot of like, oddballs coming in.
Takes
coming
all
out,
sorts.
But yeah, you definitely are a different breed.
Alright.
Would people like we should just keep playing it like this, because like, do we look like people that are worried about being caught with like about having a bounty on our heads?
I think if we just play it cool,
Yeah,
no
act
one will know a
confident.
thing.
Yeah, but now they know we're here, and who's to say that they won't try to cut our throats under sleep?
Okay,
Oh,
let's
one
act
guy.
confident as we're leaving.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yes, I'd like to act confident while I leave.
Okay, so you are
I'd like to
leaving the.
All right, let's go to that spooky church. And then I say to everybody, we're actually going to go see the Emperor.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
So you're heading out from the Three Sheets, and you are headed to
The Emperor.
The Emperor.
Actually,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All of you are going.
Actually, yeah.
Okay.
Because I was
Alright,
planning.
yeah.
I was planning
Yeah.
on joining
Yeah.
Seychelles, and you said that when that happened. So like,
Okay.
I want to see this thing.
Okay.
person.
Do we know that?
I want to see if
I
he
don't
has
know
any
what
of
an
the
emperor
lustrous
is.
brigade around.
That's true. Yeah, I feel like somebody told you at one point, but
I mean, a ruler could be anything.
It could be a yard. It
A
could be a
lot of-
foot. It could be a meter.
That's pretty good. Paul.
Tape. Yeah.
Dang.
So you head out from the Three Sheets and you make your way over to the Banner Bank, over near to Kaladar's place in the University District, where you had seen them starting to kind of rope off the roadway. And as you get there, it's still relatively early in the morning, so there's a lot of people around, but it doesn't seem like it's fully kind of packed in this area yet. But people are definitely starting to come up to fill in these areas to try to get a glimpse of the Emperor.
So is Kaladar's or Perennia's houses on this like road?
They're not
Parade road.
on the main road
Okay.
exactly. They're close, but they're not quite there.
Sodium.
Mhm.
Per se, I climb atop a roof.
Mhm.
Would I be able to
Sodium.
see this said emperor?
Emperor.
You can absolutely get on top of
I-
the roofs if that's what you're trying to do.
Beat me to the punch.
I mean, like, I kind of want to go to Kaladar's because I know it's a safe place.
Oh, Kaladar's roof.
Kaladar's roof. And just... Do you have a glass?
No, I wasn't going to go on Kaladar's roof. I was waiting for us to get to the street, and then I was going to go on and see about how these buildings looked and their roofs. Because I
Yeah.
specifically wanted to look for like signs of like Lustrous Brigade. Slash also, is the guy that like I came across last time still there? Like the guy who was setting up the
There-
cutting off the road that I got into the
Oh.
little spat
That's
with.
funny.
You don't see him like specifically. There's a lot of people here, and there's a lot of people helping set up.
Okay.
Like there are people setting up like actual ropes to kind of cordon off the main thoroughfare.
They're just now doing that.
They're finishing that. Yeah.
Pluck it off a day early.
there are guards that are standing at those ropes too. You know, every like 10-15 feet there's another guard. Like security over here is high right now for obvious reasons. So they are kind of putting the finishing touches on this right now. But are you trying to go to Kaladar's, or are you trying to look for a roof here, or what are you wanting to do?
I was
get a better
mainly
view here.
just like wanting to scope out as we approached to see if like I was hearing anyone like talking about the Lustrous Brigade, maybe like escorting or like just being present at this. Any signs of Lustrous Brigade / like as I was approaching, maybe just looking how tall are these buildings near the
Roll a perception check for me. Anyone else, if you're wanting to help scope out, you're welcome to help on that roll.
I can help
Yeah.
scope.
Saoirse's just
What am I
looking for a
rolling?
band.
Looking for a band. Okay.
Nice. 22.
Okay.
Am I rolling?
Perception.
18.
18. Okay. I mean, yeah, both those are fine. So you don't see any signs of the Lustrous Brigade, but you do hear a lot of like excited, hushed conversations around you. People are excitedly talking about like, oh, I've never seen the Emperor before. Oh, the last time he showed his face, I was only 3. I don't remember. And then like, oh, I heard the entire brigade's going to be there with him. You know, and as you hear these conversations, you also recall that when you spoke to Hickory back at the Three Sheets, he had mentioned that he was going up to Iramar to actually help escort the Emperor back to Alavas. So you kind of assume that the Lustrous Brigade will probably. It's so hard to say.
I know, right?
The brigade would be escorting the Emperor, and would be with the Emperor as he returns into the city.
How about them buildings?
Yeah, there's a lot of rooms here with a good view. And you see some people, presumably people that live in the area or like work in the shops along the street, are starting to kind of get up on the roofs as well and set up for the better view. You're not the only people having this idea, but you notice there's an occasional guard perched on some of the roofs too. But yeah, so but there's plenty of space up there if you wanted to try to get roof access somewhere. You could pretty easily.
So is there a band or?
Not yet.
Okay.
No.
My bad. I don't hear any.
Sorry, you don't hear any music yet. Other than there's, people have been setting up for the festival for a while now. So there are like stalls set up. There is street food on the corners. There is the occasional bard playing some music. But there's nothing official. There's just buskers and the like around.
None of them are as good as Saoirse.
I stopped playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I stopped playing.
What you playing? Are you going full bagpipe or are you?
Yeah, sure.
Are
fine.
we
All
going
right.
full
Yeah.
bagpipe?
I'm gonna
Full
outshine all these losers. She's
They don't
feeling
put
less.
on a show.
I know, right?
I wonder if it's
Well, they're not loud
for a
enough. Not
certain
enough fanfare
cohort
for
to hear
Emperor.
from the sewers.
Oh, interesting.
Huh?
Nothing?
What?
What?
Roll a performance check for me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. Skills. Performance. $25.
All right.
Always forget. It could be at least 1d4 higher. every time you guys roll, I'm like,
Well, I don't know if
I
I'm
thought I
like.
noticed you looking at
I
me
don't-
earlier, and I was like, what?
don't need any
Here's the thing, though. I don't think I'm within touching distance of you. You have to touch someone, don't you?
yeah, but I think that's like the way that we're doing this is like you would have to come up to me, to like get guidance for
Okay.
when you do something.
I think
right?
for the purposes, yeah, I think you would request it. I think that's kind of how we're handling
Yeah.
it. That way, you're just not constantly just like boop boop.
yeah,
boop,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But for the purposes of this, we'll just say like. The
Also,
mood
I
kinda
have a
just-
+9.
you can't roll that. The mood just kind of like suddenly strikes you. You're like, it's bagpipe time.
Yeah.
And there's a couple people along the street next to you lining up, and they see you pull out the bagpipes, and they're like, go a little wide-eyed. But I mean, you tell me what kind of song you play. Is it loud or is it more like?
It's upbeat. It's Hunter and I were in the car earlier. He was like, "What kind of hot girl summer music is
What bagpipes?
Saoirse listening to?" Like some pop punk. Like I think before she was more firmly in punk, like grunge territory, and now she's just like, yeah. Any, you
Yeah.
know, some of that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Something you could dance to.
Yeah, and the people that are next to you that
You
like,
don't dance to Black Parade.
yes, we all dance. to
Carry on.
Only the fun parts.
Only the fun parts.
Yeah.
I don't even do the intro to Black Parade. That just is such a downer. I skip right to the like. Anyway.
But the people that are standing nearby you, who initially were like, a little bit.
You went straight to the worst part.
No, I don't care about my father who took me to the city to see a marching band. Okay.
Oh god.
Get your
I
morals
remember being in high school with my long flippy hair, feeling like, yes. Like,
A friend of
amazing.
mine in high school, like, spent some time over at my house, and we had a little upright piano, and she literally the first thing she played on the piano was, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yes.
Da, 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 da. And I thought she was so cool.
I can't do it. I'll do it during the break.
Anyway,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. So the people that are standing
that's
around
the
you
vibe.
are starting to like. Oh, okay. They're starting to vibe with it a little bit. You're starting to gather a little bit of attention, a little bit of a crowd.
Yeah.
People that are enjoying the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some Mr. Brightside.
Mm.
Some like some
Some Linkin Park.
Oh yeah. That kind of stuff. Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
For sure. She's got like what does she have on her? She like gets a little pouch and sets it out for like donations, I suppose.
Okay.
See if she can drum up some money.
Yeah. You end up surprisingly a decent amount, like
All right.
21 gold.
Nice.
For your
money.
Wow.
Right.
Right. Screw
Yeah.
this adventuring stuff. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
like sit out in some city centers and busk.
Yeah.
I may have that in here.
Yeah. And you also get the attention of quite a few people.
Bet.
Are any of like? Well, no. Well, I guess are any of the guards
21 you said?
distracted?
Mhm.
Any important people distracted?
I mean, the guards are focused on like securing the area.
Are they
so
bobbing their heads a little
professional.
bit though?
Yeah, there's
yeah.
But you,
It's like when you get one of the royal guards outside of Buckingham Palace to
Yeah,
like
yeah.
grin
To
or
break.
smirk. It's like, I did it. I made a break.
but as you're playing
Broken.
with your passive perception, you also notice a certain half orc in the crowd, a little ways away, who's also
Okay.
taken notice of you.
Okay.
Certain less than stealthy half orc.
Yeah, he's not. I guess I'm like. I guess like between songs, I'm like, hey, you got any requests?
I guess I'll-
Anybody? And I'm like
Wait.
making eye contact with him.
You just hear like,
Just for that, she does. Never gonna give you up. Yes.
yeah.
Did I notice the eye contact? But like, I don't know. How intense is this eye contact you're given? Is it noticeable? Or just...
I'm giving eye contact with the half orc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your passive perception?
Not that great. Let's see.
Mine's a 15.
Mine's
A
just a
15.
passive. What was it? What was it? Passive perception? Oh, that went up. 16.
Yeah, it should have gone up if you took expertise.
My passive perception is good too. I'm so happy.
Wow.
That's been one of my main fault. I've always felt like, man, my passive perception is so bad, and like, sorry.
Yeah, so the three of you all clock this half orc. That's like, as soon as you lock eyes, he tries to duck into an alleyway, but you clearly saw where he went.
I just realized something. Are we all only children?
No.
You have siblings?
Oh, only children. I thought you meant
Oh.
are we all children? But yeah, no. I am an only child. Yes.
Aren't we all only childs?
We are.
I think we've already had this conversation.
Yeah. It's also. I mean,
It's one of those D&D things. Like everyone's an only child. Everyone's parents are dead. It's
Yeah.
like-
Yeah.
Mine are not dead.
And mine are not dead.
And
Y'all don't
one of mine is
technically-
not dead. He needs to be.
Technically, none of y'all know that for sure.
Mine.
No, I would not just randomly kill your parents.
Oh, that's
Not with that attitude.
right.
Depends on your attitude.
I don't want to.
Only consensual parent killing in here.
We need
There's-
to
yeah.
ask that guy like what he's about. I honestly, I kind of want to just chase after him.
Okay,
Oh.
you're going to go where the half orc was?
Yeah. We're like, what? We gotta get him. Like
Who?
the half orc. Oh, did you not see the half orc?
No.
Oh, the half orc's here, and then I'm gonna go charging.
You run off into the side alley, and you turn the corner, like ready to surprise the half orc, and you see him lying on the ground.
Oh.
Throat slit in a
Can
pool
I-
of his own blood.
Can I roll perception? Technically, did you know that's not actually accurate?
What?
Fun facts about
What?
like everything that we've ever seen when it comes to movies and like
We talking arterial spray right now?
no like did you know that there doesn't become automatically a pool of blood on the ground because when your heart stops, well, I guess their heart would still be beating
Yeah.
with their throat being full. Sorry, but when your heart stops, you don't have a pool of blood that like does under you because your heart's not beating. So how would it get out of you?
Leaks.
But no, like that's not how it works. I talked to several of my EMT friends
Because they
and they're like,
coagulate. The
yeah.
blood coagulates.
it
Yes.
coagulates. That's why they have to drain bodies. Anyways,
Not in fantasy.
Fantasy
He's
world.
lying in a pool of his own blood.
there is no coagulation in fantasy world.
I am fascinated by this. We'll talk about it after.
There are no
Yeah,
platelets,
it's
no
kinda
white blood
wild.
cells.
Anyways,
The moment that Rhea sees this,
Mhm.
she's just gonna run up and try to just like immediately like
Aw.
spare the dying.
I'm looking around.
He is
Yeah, I want
Damn.
to be like looking
Can,
around.
do I
like,
see a
look,
blood trail from like any droplets from the weapon?
we'll actually roll investigation.
anyone climbing a building? Like if it's an alley, because if it's an alley, it's the one that like ends in a dead
Roll a
end.
perception.
That's
check
a
to see if you think
natural 20.
Oh,
Sure.
natural 20.
Hold on.
That's a 22.
This is
Perception or
investigation.
Yes.
22.
Oh, it's
22.
investigation.
22.
Let me look something
Sish
up
is
real
still
quick.
playing the bagpipes.
Yeah, you're doing great.
That's great.
Anyway,
Good
Here's
call.
one to roll.
23.
I'm gonna look one thing up real quick.
Today is gonna be the day that we're gonna throw it back to you. And that's just
Oh, man.
Someone's like, I didn't need a bounty to do this.
Every 90s and early 2000s song that ever played at like my college orientation party. It's just like, oh, you remember this song? Yeah, it's so good.
Can I just like hold on? This is so like I should.
Are you holding on?
Huh?
Are you holding?
on?
Yeah.
You better hold
I'm
on.
holding on.
Y'all, I
Bryce, did you
legitimately
I didn't turn
have.
the corner. It was just like this.
I'm kidding you not. I have this playlist
Me every time
saved,
someone dies.
saved in my Spotify.
God.
The
Oh,
2000s throwbacks, and the first song is just
Hang on, copyright.
Copyright.
That's all. That's all. That's all.
That's it.
First song.
That could have been anything.
It could have been a remix of some weird song.
Wow.
Dang, I forget about that every time.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
a fan remix of Hozier.
Oh no, Hozier is Saoirse's fall playlist.
Oh.
Playlist.
I would love if you had like a playlist for each.
I need to
That
work
would
on
be
that
amazing.
actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say we need to get that going. So
Yeah.
like you can have it prepped. I
Mhm.
guarantee you could probably put together a list of bagpipe covers of popular songs.
Probably. Well, here's the thing with bagpipes is that they have a very limited range of notes.
That's true.
I didn't know that. Like real bagpipes,
Most
not
music
like
doesn't really
fantasy
cover the
bagpipes
span
that
of
I play.
Most music doesn't really go over the span of an octave.
That's
vocally
true.
wise.
That's true, actually. Yeah, you're right. Anyway,
You're investigating to look for traces of drops of blood, any
Any
evidence of.
suspiciousness that is going about.
So you look around and you check for like footprints. You're looking for drops of blood, anything that would show evidence of foul play of who did this. You can't find a single thing.
Wonderwall
This
playing
doesn't
into the
make
Sims.
sense. Wait. So.
Oh wait, I want. Wait.
Oh no.
Can-
Wait. What about? Can I see if he has a knife with blood on him?
and can I
with that
touch it and
check,
get my fingerprints
you
all over it?
see, he's got a knife on him, but it's not bloody. It's not the one that was used for this.
So he didn't do this to himself, and there's like one would hope. No, like think about it. People have
Step aside, Sherlock. We got a new investigator on the case.
Okay, there is psychic magic. There's magic that would make someone do that. Yeah.
RACHE. What can it mean?
So I'm
It means revenge. And no, it starts Rachel. Idiot.
so I'm assuming my 15 plus 8 doesn't get any more than that. Like
No,
gleam anymore.
that's you see about the same thing.
What about the roofs?
I do want to.
You don't see a single trace of anything.
This is
Weird.
I want to start running and flailing around the sky. Is there someone still here?
Sorry, what are you trying to do?
See if
Are you
someone's
just like
invisible?
slam dancing around the?
Yeah, are you wall jumping like
No,
Mario?
I'm trying to like make it look like dancing, but I'm just like feeling around.
Open up
for
the
any-
pit.
Yeah.
I'll cast. Can I cast see invisibility?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a spell.
Old
Yeah.
man shakes fist at
Oh.
cloud.
I already accidentally clicked a spell slot for my second level spell, so I'll just keep that.
So you cast see invisibility. You're scanning. You don't see anything in the alleyway. Whoever did this must have made a quick exit.
Can. Let me just make sure. Within 30 feet. How big is this alley?
This alley,
Yeah.
it's not too big. It's like just a few feet across. It goes down like 10, 15 feet, but it's pretty narrow.
Okay.
Most of the buildings here are pretty close together.
How many seconds have passed since we've like stepped into the alley? Just wondering. Like.
I mean, all of this probably took place in the span of like maybe a minute or so.
Okay.
Should we?
Saoirse's
continue
on the bridge
standing?
of
I-
Wonderwall.
do I know the things my liaison's edge can do since I'm attuned to it now?
Yes, you know the effects of it.
Okay, because I would like to use the X-ray vision, and that's just like-
Nice.
so I just like like I just feel, and can I feel from like the sword almost like kind of like that same like how I felt in my like a calming stable presence. It's like I almost feel that presence calling me to like touch the hilt of the blade. So like I'll go and like touch the hilt, just like confused, and when I look up, suddenly I can now see through solid matter up to a radius of 30 feet. Solid objects within the radius appear transparent and don't prevent light from passing through
And you've been dosed with a lethal amount of X-rays.
them.
You cannot have children.
Only thicker substances block the vision, or a thin sheet of lead.
Okay. Yeah, so 30 feet. So you touch the hilt, and you look down and you watch as that the stone and the hilt just glows faintly, and then your eyes glow simultaneously, and you just and then a pulse goes through your vision. Nobody else can see this, but you can. Just this pulse of ethereal energy goes out from you, and then all of the walls on each side just kind of go almost wireframe like, you know, and you can just see through the walls around you. You can see the tops of the roofs. You can see through the tops of the roofs nearby. You see, you know, there's a couple people not on this roof, but, you know, walking up on the far side of the roof, coming up to probably get a better view. You see some people in the building next door, but they look like they're, you know, cooking, cleaning, doing some housework, tidying up a little bit.
Someone's on the toilet just.
Yeah. Yeah, you see one person in there just like, just
He needs a squatty
dead
potty.
focus. Yeah. On the
They're
toilet,
really
yeah.
constipated.
Need some fiber.
Yeah. But you don't see anything with that radius.
What
You don't
about
see
the
anything
ground?
yet. Underground?
Does the ground just?
I think, what was the rule on the 1 foot of stone?
3 feet of wood or dirt.
Yeah, so you can see
Or
a
1 foot
lot of
stone.
like, you know, some worms, some bugs underneath your feet, but nothing more than that.
Should we like continue to stand over this dead body, or maybe like we have a bounty? Like, should we? Could we like get a guard? Like, maybe I'll like put my hair over my face.
I don't think
be
that would
like-
work.
Yeah, maybe we should just get away
Maybe
from this
I'll
guy.
just- I mean, I could just walk up and I can just, you know, be like,
How
"Hey,
tall is
there's a guy over there,"
far into the
and I'll
alley?
just like
How tall is
be
it?
masculine.
It's just
That-
over a story,
That
so
does
it's like
that does
maybe
not change
15,
how
20 feet.
beautiful you are. No,
Thank you.
you'll look the same as on your bounty.
Well, not if, there's like ways of holding yourself that can make it different.
Your hair is very noticeable. What is Saoirse on now?
Yeah, what is what music is fading in the background at this point?
Yeah.
I'm slowly.
If we want, I
creeping
can.
away.
What are you
I
doing?
can try
People
and
are-
see
people
if
are
I can find
starting
him for like a minute.
Like fill in
Roughly
the area behind you. Somebody's going to
temporarily
notice
see if I can find him.
that there is a dead body in this alleyway.
Okay, we have two choices. We have to make one right now.
She's
Do
on
we scream and alert guards? or do
smells
we run
like
away?
Teen Spirit.
Run away.
Okay, let's go. I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm
Where
going
are
to
you going? Let's go.
Kaladar's.
I'm okay. Well, we just said run. Because
Well, aren't we close to Kaladar's?
Yeah, you're a few blocks away.
you just said run. That's why I'm.
Oh.
Never mind.
I was
Okay.
just gonna go to Kaladar's. It seems like a safe space, like a save point. Boop. Okay.
On the way to Kaladar's, can I like keep my hand on the hilt for the
Yeah,
duration of this
You-
1
you've
minute?
got a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just to see
So
if I see anyone like specifically suspicious, trying to hide or running.
yeah, actually, something catches your eye. Something that, and how long does see invisibility last?
1
actually?
hour.
1 hour. Okay.
Wow.
How far does that go? Remind me.
It doesn't say, so I imagine as far as like I can see. It
Oh,
says
wow.
for the duration you see invisible creatures and objects as if they were visible. and you
Oh,
can see
so I guess it
into
just-
the
yeah.
ethereal plane.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, ethereal creatures and objects appear ghostly and translucent.
Interesting.
So I'm like, guys, I think I had some bad eggs.
What do I have any like ethereal energy pulsing on like my eyes or something? What do you mean?
Bryce, you don't see a person, but you do see something that catches your eye on one of the rooftops. It's not directly abutting the street, but it is like one block back. On one of the taller buildings, you can just make out like it on the top of a 2-story building. You just make out on the top what looks like a heavy crossbow just sitting on top of it, and a number of bolts laying there. You don't see a person per se, but it seems out of place.
I'm gonna like skid to a stall, like to,
A what?
to a stop. That's the word. Stall and stop became stalled. To a stop. And I'm gonna be like, Hickory's bow is up on that building, but I don't see Hickory. I want to.
It's not quite as big as Hickory's.
Oh, not Hickory's bow. Some other kind of big bow, but it's without an owner.
Do I see anything up there?
Make
If
a
I like
perception check,
gesture,
Yeah.
to
because it's you can point it out. So I'd say make a perception check with advantage.
May I use guidance on myself?
Yes, you may guide yourself.
You may guard
Somebody
yourself.
told me
Yeah,
that
she
you
was just-
had
he
a
was just running
boyfriend.
past
Looks
her.
like a
She's like-
girlfriend that I had in February of last year. It's not confidential.
So
I got
14.
potential.
Oh gosh, Matt. 22.
22.
22.
Matt,
I rolled
you-
a 14 with a 4 with a 4.
Whoa.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
You do see something. You see, you don't see a whole person because you can't see through the walls like Bryce can, but you do see, for a second, just an arm with a bolt kind of dip over the top, and then a face of a half elf poke over and kind of like look out, and then come back.
But I just see the crossbow.
Yeah, there's somebody up there.
What do you mean? I don't see
A half
anybody.
elf. I can see.
Is it trash?
It's not trash. There's more than one half elf.
So
Only half I
definitely
really
not.
But the half elf does have a great mustache. Funnily enough.
Ew.
What do you mean? I just see a crossbow.
Mustaches are great.
What's wrong
I
with
will
mustaches?
die on this hill.
They look like caterpillars on top of lips.
So you hate caterpillars?
Wow.
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 Interesting.
Wow.
All
I
they
didn't take
do
you
is
as
curl
somebody
up
that
into
hated
a
me.
You know
cocoon
what
and
else?
leave me.
We're gonna unpack that later.
That's why we hate caterpillars.
Yeah. So
what half elf do you mean? I just see a crossbow.
I cast see invisibility. I can see things that are invisible.
That's probably the
I
guy.
can see
then.
your thoughts.
That's
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
That's probably the guy then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Wait,
take off running
Dr-
towards it.
Wait.
What?
What about Saoirse?
Tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. Tried to.
Is a half elf just like
This is
Bob
set up.
Dylan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like he's kind of like nodding his head.
That's right.
What
about Saoirse?
Kinda
This has to be a
Sets it
cartoon.
I'm gonna. Okay, I want
Like
to
a
double
smash
take.
cut. Tried so hard and like in the distance.
Yeah.
And back smash cut to us.
Keep in mind, you cannot hear the lyrics to any of these because
Yeah, no,
I
it
am
is
playing the
just
bagpipes. But
bagpipes.
for you, dear listener and viewer,
I'm imagining this is turned into like Avril Lavigne style like skater boy like concert in the middle of the street.
essentially,
Everyone's like,
The first song I ever learned to sing.
really.
Yeah.
learning
Wow.
to sing.
Huh.
Mhm.
What a good place to
Cute.
start.
It was
Really great. Mine was "Girlfriend" by Avril Lavigne. But wait, I want to do like a quick double take after that question just to see is like the cross. Do I see? Since I can't see the guy, can I
Yeah.
just see the crossbow like aiming at us or running away?
It's interesting because you see it occasionally disappear and then reappear set down, and then disappear again. You gather knowing that he's invisible, that he's periodically picking it up and it's becoming invisible alongside him, and then he's setting it down.
I mean, Saoirse's not there, so like, but
he doesn't appear to be doing anything yet, but he seems to be setting up for something.
Can I see? Are there any like? Does this look like a guard or like somebody that is like?
Roll an insight check.
Roll an insight check.
Yeah.
Okay. I do have
Think-
great insight.
Bryce is just gonna run off the
Guidance?
assumption non-guard if they're invisible.
I would say you can't guide this one because this is you're in the moment trying to
Don't worry.
deduce.
15 plus 7, that's 22.
Yeah, you don't need it. This is
Yeah.
definitely not a guard. He is not wearing the guards. The shades, as they're called, wear very monochromatic, kind of grayish white uniforms. This guy's wearing like
A flamboyant rainbow cape.
absolutely no, he's not. He's wearing like kind of dark leathers, and you know stuff that one would wear if they were trying to stick to the shadows.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh.
No, keep going.
Okay.
That wasn't role playing.
We, yeah, so don't like keep looking, because I feel like the more that you just like turn and look directly at somebody who's invisible, the more they get suspicious that you could see them. So yeah, definitely not a guard. Definitely up to something shady.
It seems to be just pacing right now.
Yeah, stop looking.
Oh yeah, I'm new to this whole like seeing thing
Yeah.
others can't.
No worries. What should we do? Do you want to just like ambush this person?
Yes. I feel like that's our best chance of like getting the information out of him. He's already invisible and killed a guy, so seems pretty dangerous.
So
Okay.
two things happen in this moment. One, your X-ray vision,
I was waiting for that. Oh.
and you feel just a little bit of a little bit of energy, just like whew, leave your body.
33.
33. And as the vision leaves your body, you open your eyes and you're again in a different place. This time it feels much later. You're confused. You can't see anything, you can't hear anything, but you can feel indescribable pain just for a split second, and then you're back on the street again.
Do I still feel that pain lingering at all? Okay. And is that like physical pain or like heartbreak pain?
A combination of both. Roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
19.
19?
Mm.
Okay. It lingers, but it's just an echo.
Okay.
Doesn't seem to have any lingering impact.
Crawling in my skin, these words they will not heal. Fear is all I know. Consume
I mean, like literally, like a tear's gonna like roll down my face. Like, oh.
So
Part of me feels
Please.
kind of called out by all the songs that you're making.
So that's the first thing that happens. The second thing is underneath the dulcet tones of Saoirse's bagpipe, you hear another layer of music begin. Some loud, regal-sounding horns begin to
I play
echo
louder.
down the streets. These drown you out
Aw.
easily.
Boo.
and you hear rushed conversations. All the people that had gathered around you leave and rush up
I was
to
in the
the
middle of-
ropes. And you just hear whispers like, he's here, he's coming, he's here. And you assume that the Emperor is on his way, although you three are not on the street. But it sounds like the Emperor is starting to make his way into the city.
Saoirse notices that her friends are gone.
You were just lost in the performance.
Just all the music washing over me. Yeah. Making all this cash.
But as you hear those horns start and people start to rush towards the street, we're going to take a break. We'll be back in like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes. I forget how long it is, but we'll be back soon.
Some single digit minute time.
In a specified amount of time.
In a certain number of minutes, it's less than 10.
Bye.
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 See you soon.
Hello. To the show.
Howdy.
That's
Welcome
crazy.
back
we
to
were,
our
we were
late
just
90s,
talking
early
about you.
aughts throwback radio.
Were your ears burning? Were your eyes burning? Was anything burning? I hope not.
Why
Go
were
get it
what?
checked out, please.
Please.
WD&DRX.
Oh.
No.
So,
100.5.
100.5.
If you're joining us just now, welcome
Hi.
to the first draft. I'm
Wow.
Savannah and I play Rand, a druid sorcerer fire Kalistar Genasi. Who's trying to figure out why her parents were murdered. Next.
I was really confused. I was like, did I just hallucinate the past 2 hours?
Have we been playing D&D this whole time?
All right, so what characters does everybody else roll up? Are we ready for our first session?
We're
Hope
back
somebody
to this,
picked a healer.
Bryce.
I
Batman
played
Bryce is
State of
back.
Rose.
My sides are in space.
In space.
What does that mean?
Ow.
Didn't you have a
Ow.
question?
Yeah. So, the character question for this week's episode is, what's something your character misunderstands in the common tongue? So, for example, Rand thinks that a hearth is just another way to say, like, fire home. Like, it's commonly known that hearth means fire home, and, like, that, you know, fires are, like, well taken care of and, like, protected in that way. Like, they're given a place in the home, not just, like, oh, fire's gonna burn people. It doesn't, like,
Hearth is where the
occur.
heart is.
hearth is where the heart is. That's right.
I guess I don't really understand the question.
So, like, you know how a normal person sees a hearth and it's like, oh, that's there to make sure the fire doesn't get out? Rand's like, no, that's there because it's like the fire's home and the place. Like, there's Rand understands
Like
a
a-
word to mean one thing, but it really means something else to everybody else.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Wow.
Mhm.
All right.
That was a bad way to say that.
No. Good example. Like, what common misunderstanding
Sure.
does your character have about the world they inhabit?
Like, did they misunderstand bunions to be onions? And now when they hear bunions, they
Oh.
think they're talking about a food item. Anyways.
Bunions kind of sounds like butt onions.
I just imagined an onion in the shape of a butt.
Okay.
What is in that hot chocolate?
Deetra.
Are you well?
Rhea, do you have something?
I can't really think of anything.
I'm
I'll try. I'm
struggling
trying
so
really
hard.
hard.
Let me have that fly.
Oh gosh, I think Rhea almost certainly, like, fundamentally, completely just misunderstands, like, women's clothing, just, like, period. And is like 100% convinced that, like, you know, like, oh, like, this is like a blouse, or like this is like a certain cut of a dress, mean the complete different thing than what they are. And so a lot of like, yeah, she's just kind of a little bit of an airhead when it comes to trying to remember that stuff.
Yeah. Makes sense.
That's why she just wears armor in black.
You don't have to worry about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have yours?
Oh my god.
I'll go next.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I think I've got. It took me a moment, but here it comes. I think the one Bryce would just naturally misunderstand is like if anyone said the term like, "Oh, a hole in the wall place." I don't know if that exists in fantasy world. That term.
There are holes in all kinds of walls.
Yeah, and see that's
And very
to Bryce.
nice.
There are holes in walls.
Yeah.
And in Port de Shone, there's plenty of holes in walls, and they like the holes in walls were used for games, for keeping things, for storing things. Like a hole in a wall is a great thing, but it's just it's a multi-versatile just hole in the wall.
Sure,
It's
you
whatever
never know what's
you
on the
make
other
it to
side.
be. It's like, which is always though good because you can always make it into something good. So yeah, that's
that. So I think this is a throwback to the time travel episode
We love a callback.
on the boat
Yes.
or the airship, I
On the
suppose. When she had that misunderstanding with that gentleman about the meaning of the company of men.
Yes, yes. Men
'Cause she-
Incorporated.
Yes, men because she had always thought it to mean, brothers in arms, the company of men, like, oh, we're going to war together and we're creating a masculine bond. And the man she was speaking to happened to be of a certain persuasion and thought that she meant another thing.
The other kind of masculine.
Yeah, really masculine bond, like the most bonding you can ever do. Think Sacred Band of Thebes or something like that.
They're just really good friends.
They're good friends. They're best friends.
they're roommates.
They were roommates. And so that was her mystery. I'm still not completely convinced that it was just like synonyms or something like it's the same word, but it can mean several different
it's
things.
like,
and we were just on different wavelengths,
Yeah,
I think.
It's like a
I could have never prepared myself for that.
it's like a Feywild versus material
Dialect.
plane dialect.
Mhm.
The idioms are always
Slang.
difficult when you go to a new place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I remember Bryce had the big confusion over the word ship. I totally forgot that. Ship go water.
Oh, right. Yeah, airship.
No, what is this? What do you mean airship? It's.
Is there an NPC that you'd like to know?
Who's the baby? The babe.
Smock?
Yeah.
Smog.
Oh, that's
What does Smock fundamentally misunderstand
Yeah.
about the world? Why do
Wasps
I-
solve everything.
Do we have 4 hours?
yeah.
What do their parents say?
Let's see. So Smock's big misunderstanding of many.
Here's where babies come from. One day you'll lay an egg, and you just pop that sucker in the incubator.
Oh, jeez.
Sometimes you just lay an egg,
So yeah. Oh yeah.
Things in the air on that side of the house.
If there was ever a gas leak like in this room specifically, like no one would know, and we would end the stream and
Just
we
a
would
little
just
bit of
found a week
nitrous
later.
oxide.
1 week later.
No, I think it's not, I have to start like half of my sentences with you guys with no.
No children.
No, stop. It's serious now. This is how it really is in my world. Stop
My
stepping all over my world, okay?
Wayne's World.
Party time. Smock's misunderstanding is she heard the term paper wasps one time, like the actual kind of wasp, paper wasp, and she thought, well, that's how you keep wasps. You put them in a paper bag, and then you carry them around with you, and then they're happy. And so
Yeah.
she's done that. ever since.
And this
Wow.
worked great for her.
Yeah, actually surprisingly well because cobalt scales, the wasp stingers can't quite get through.
I was wondering about
So
that.
for her, it's like, yeah, they're just
That's why
hugging.
you
They're
do-
just hugging her. You know?
Oh no!
They love you.
Yeah.
I kill so many wasps at work. Paper wasps terrify me.
Anyway. I mean, it's true. Wasps are good for everything.
Yeah.
They
well,
solve so many problems.
Yeah, they're so helpful.
good for like what?
Pain.
Pigs.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Pigs.
They make cool paper structures.
That's true. That's true.
Their hives are really neat.
They pollinate figs by dying in them.
They probably
Which means
pollinate other
sometimes you
things.
can open a fig and there's a live wasp in there. It hasn't finished dying yet.
No.
Right? I
No.
thought so. Are you sure?
No.
Are you sure about
Yes.
that?
Yeah.
Can a dead wasp fall out?
Yes.
I'm never eating a fig again.
Dead wasp falls out.
Just
Like Fig Newtons?
Yeah.
I
had this conversation at work today about whether pigs are in big Newtons. Fun fact, they are.
Wow. What?
The more you know. So,
D&D, everybody.
you want to play D&D again?
Let's play
Some more?
D&D.
Just a little more?
So, we left off with the sound of horns denoting the arrival of the Emperor into town. And what are y'all doing first off? You hear these horns, you hear people rushing to the street.
How far
What are you
is
doing?
Saoirse from us?
Saoirse's back still by the street, right?
Yeah.
You have
Which
a
is-
view of the street.
I've been busking.
Like, how far is that? from
Busking
us?
makes me
Like a
feel
block away.
good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm
like that.
I feel like we should go after the guy now.
Where is he?
Okay,
I'm
I'm just gonna point at the building. Just point at the building. Definitely, Bryce is going to very instinctively. Since I
Somebody
can't
walks.
see
Somebody
anymore.
walks out of the front door of that building and is just like,
So,
Yes, on the roof. But like, I can't really see him anymore. I just know he was on that building.
still see him.
is he still on that roof?
Yes, I'm holding the spell. I
Okay.
want to hold blindness, deafness.
I want to also hold a spell. And I'm going to try to climb on the roof.
okay.
I
How
Don't
are you
have
going about
spells
that?
to
Are you
hold.
just,
What
like,
does it
kinda-
look like?
So,
Can I also
it is like a stone building. There is some ivy going up one side. It's kind of it's a nicer district, so you're not dealing with like thatched roofs. You're dealing with actual like shingled roofs here. So you could try to ascend it going up the ivy if you wanted to. The stones here, there's a little bit of gap between some of the stones you may be able to scale. So
I would like to scale.
yeah. If you're just trying to climb up, roll me an athletics check.
Can I scale as well?
Yep, same thing for you.
Oh.
With me
Can-
looking back though and being like, "Get Saoirse, if, like you think it's a good idea," and then I'll.
I'm gonna not hold blindness, deafness. And can I
know
actually
what I'm
cast sleep at the 3rd level?
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
Because then that's 68 that I roll.
Yep.
For hit
Bless
points.
you.
Which I have 6 sets of dice, so I do have 68.
Wow.
Hey.
I got an 11.
An 11.
Mm.
Okay. I mean, this isn't a particularly high DC. It's not. You've climbed more difficult. You get up there, but it's gonna take you a little bit. You're moving a little bit slower. You're gonna get there. So we'll get there in a second after we see how this sleep pans out.
D6 or D8?
One.
I think it's D6s, right?
D8.
Oh.
I was about to say yeah, because it was 60.
That was
What
one,
ones?
one, one, two,
Oof,
four, three.
doof.
Okay. Okay. D8. Thank you.
You're
so
welcome.
much.
Meanwhile, Saoirse sees that stuff is starting to happen and looks around for her friends. Does she see them or their shenanigans at all?
I think you're kind of like a block away at this point, so you probably don't clearly see them. You know which direction that they went in. But as you're looking around, you see on the street, coming down, leading the way, is a series of beautifully garbed musicians. They've got these big ruffled coats on, and they're all pomp and circumstance, multicolored robes, and they're playing these horns. There's a few lyre players, in the line, and there's
Band nerds.
there's a couple people playing some like marching style drums as well.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, band camp is brutal, but just the nerds.
But you see them start to come down the street at the very far end. What'd you roll?
32.
32.
And
Oh wait.
yeah, the first level is just 2d8, right? How many?
Oh,
No,
'cause you're-
5d8
Yeah.
is the first level.
Right.
So that is 32. So I'm supposed to roll 2d8 extra for every spell slot above.
right.
Um,
And you cast it at what level?
third
Third
level.
So
So it starts with 5,
Yeah.
so then it goes up to 7, and then goes up to 9. So 3 more.
Oh,
7,
okay.
Yeah.
8.
Roll those d8s.
Okay. That's 32.
Ooh.
that's
38. 41. 48.
48. Okay.
man
You
just falls off of it.
This
That is-
spell has
and
been
dies.
crazy.
yeah, you still have see invisibility up, or is that concentration? Well, I guess that doesn't really
Sleep is not.
it's not a concentration, yeah, so yeah, you still have a clear sight on him. So you watch him pick up his crossbow now that the horns have started, and he kind of adopts a little bit of an aiming stance and kind of readies his heavy crossbow. And as you cast sleep, he just kind of
His invisibility would leave as well because he goes unconscious.
his invisibility fades, and his heavy crossbow is just teetering on the edge of the building now. It hasn't quite fallen off, but it is barely balancing on it.
Can I get to the top and catch it?
Yeah, about this time I'd say you get to the top of the building.
Okay, I pull back the crossbow and I just want to like turn him over and look at him. And does he look anything like that one?
Like Bryce?
Yeah.
In what way?
Is he a satyr?
No. No, he's a half elf.
Wow, not all satyrs.
Oh
look-
yeah.
With a cool mustache.
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Be a killer mustache.
No.
Yes.
really.
Yeah.
I hold on.
Met with that
How
one.
can I?
Wasn't there an NPC that you met one time who had the mustache and he was like all pompous and like, or was that in a one shot?
I think that was last week's one shot, wasn't it?
It didn't happen in last week's, but it would have been in like the one shot universe. I just can't
I
remember.
don't know.
That's not ringing a bell to me. But I have forgotten NPCs before. Oh, let me get the dice cam up.
Dice cam.
Dice.
Dice.
Dice
Whose d20s are these?
Those are Summoners, I believe.
Savannah?
Savannah.
I just have the
Savannah.
red. Thank you. From
Because
you.
I put them over here and then I realized that they were yours.
So both of you are now on top of the building. You see this half elf in these dark robes and leathers, who has now fallen asleep, and his heavy crossbow is almost about to fall off of the rooftop. What are you doing?
Well, I got the crossbow.
You got the crossbow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's. I guess I want to like crouch down because I don't want anybody to see us.
Mm-hmm. You see now that you're up here on some of the houses that are like directly up against the road, they do have some guards posted that are scanning just the road below. They don't seem to have noticed you yet, but they are keeping watch.
Yeah, keeping low. I'd want to like
So you're
start very carefully ruffling through pockets.
all right. So if you're trying to be stealthy, also roll me some stealth checks. Now that you're up here.
Yes.
I'm like at the bottom trying to be like, guys. No one can hear me.
Yeah.
Guys.
Saoirse, what are you up to?
I got 10.
10. Okay.
So seeing that her friends have kind of left, hang on a second. 60 feet. So she wants to kind of transition her playing from like regular playing into spell casting. She's gonna cast motivational speech, which
Okay.
targets up to 5 creatures within range that can hear me. So
Yeah.
I don't have to see them, but they do have to
Just
be
have to-
within 60 feet.
Okay.
Did they seem like? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. She's just kind of guessing.
Yeah,
And
you're
it's up to
trying to
you as
catch
to
your
whether-
party members,
Yeah.
right?
Just
Are you
essentially.
heading to where they are, or are you staying by them?
I'm just kind of here, man.
Okay. You would know because you saw where they ran off to. They're a
Mhm.
little bit further than 60
They are
feet
okay.
away.
Never mind.
I'm not gonna make you burn a
Thank
spell
you.
there
Thank you. Appreciate it.
for something that you would have watched.
Mhm. Oh, that's touch.
So you would either need to go away from the road
Mm.
and miss the procession, or at least part of it, or you would need to, do something different if you wanted to help. We're not gonna go initiative order right now. Just
Sure,
because
sure.
There's not actively any combat, but
Huh. Okay. Can we see Kaladar's house?
from up here, yeah, you can see it. It's behind you right now. You're facing the road, and it's about a block behind you.
How far away would that be feet wise?
A couple 100 feet.
With 10 on stealth, I'm good. Just wondering.
For now.
Okay. Then can I'm gonna rifle through pockets. That's what I'm doing.
Just roll a perception check or investigation check. Your pick.
21.
I guess it's kind of all the same to you right now.
Yeah, now my investigation only is 1 point more than perception.
Hey.
So I'll choose investigation. This counts. 21.
21. Okay. 21.
21.
You find a number of gold pieces in one pocket. About 72 gold pieces.
I'll take that.
Yeah. And you also find a smooth stone. Did you, right, you're the one that bought it. Did you ever show that, the stone that you bought in the shop in Denneberg to anybody other than Rand?
I think I might have, like in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the guy that came with us that lost all the fine smokables?
That was Jethro.
Jethro. Yeah, I definitely showed Jethro, but I think that's about it.
Which
'Cause
stone
once-
is it?
The spell shard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm assuming, Bryce, you probably saw
I
it
think I
in
Yeah,
Sure.
the party
somewhere.
has definitely seen it. Yeah.
So this looks very similar to the one that Rhea had, at least in in form. Not that it looks like it's of a similar, owner or use. Not in that respect, but you recognize this to be a spell shard.
It's also Rory now.
Yes, it
Because I
is
cast
Rory now.
continual
Yeah,
flame on the spell.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, he has one of those cool rocks that Rory gave. That Miss Rio's cast on. I'm kind of. I won't keep it.
At this point, the procession has come closer.
Mhm.
You now see not just the musicians playing, but behind them marching a series of guards. And these guards are dressed in a higher standard than the ones that you see kind of manning the road. These ones, where the normal guards, the normal shades wear very, like I was saying, monochrome. These ones have a little bit of extra, like, little filigree on them. They've got some colorful stitching, some gold, some silvers, and then they've got some pendants on them as well. Like you saw the same kind of insignia on the Lestrus Brigade. These have similar ones, although they don't have the colors that the Lestrus Brigade does. Just the central oval shape on them. And they are marching in lockstep around what looks like a massive litter, like I believe it's pronounced palanquin. Yeah, just this bigger than anything you've ever seen as far as like a litter goes, which I don't anticipate many of you have seen one in your exploration, but just this dark wooden apparatus, and it's got the 4 kind of poles sticking out of it. These dark mahogany, well treated wood engraved with these complex engravings. You catch some of them, Saoirse, that look like they depict like the Moon King, and maybe one has Malacca on it. They have these thematic engravings depicting the history of Vastra and Alabast. And you see this now coming up behind, and you see standing atop this litter the brigade themselves. 11 figures, all unified in what also makes them distinct, the fact that they are all wearing predominantly single-colored outfits and armor. And you see them standing atop this palanquin, and you see the central room, a smaller structure made of wood that has a door in the front that is currently closed.
Do I...
I don't know if we see.
Doom. Oh, yeah.
So the expressions and the general, like, vibes of the brigade, because I'm aware there has been some disruptance between certain members, I'm kind of trying to, like, vibe check which ones have drank the Kool-Aid and which ones are just, like, there for face, you know? Is that possible to do?
Yeah, roll an insight check for me. Or just a perception or insight.
Perception or insight?
I'll let you perceive, or I'll let you...
Insight. I will perceive.
Go for it. And then the two of you are still up on the top. You're still rifling through pockets. What are you doing at this point?
I think I almost want to like sit down and sit him up to look like we're looking at the parade and not be suspicious.
It's a 13.
A 13?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll a performance check for me.
Oh, me?
No, her.
Oh,
To
I
not
was
be
like,
suspicious.
I'm not doing anything. Suspicious. Suspicious.
Dude, would I be able
It
to
is a
see
17.
anything? I'm not on the
From
roof.
where
I'm
you
just
are?
kind of in the crowd.
If you're going back towards the road a little bit, you could probably make out a similar thing to what Saoirse is seeing. You hear, and you can start to see through like just kind of a crack in the the pathway of the alleyways back here. You can see the procession kind of making its way past, but you can't get as good a view as Saoirse right now.
Anything with the invisibility being up?
Yeah. You see 10 forms that look very familiar that are standing alongside all of the 11 members of the brigade. Very familiar forms, the liaisons. Curiously, only 10 of them. Actually, take that back. 9. I'm doing my math right. Two of the brigade members do not appear to have accompanying liaisons.
I mean, I don't see that, obviously, but...
Yeah, but...
We know where one is.
And so the liaisons are invisible to everyone?
They're currently invisible.
Can we see either of them from the top of the building that we're like?
Yeah, you can see the areas just kind of down at the bottom. You can probably make out Saoirse from here.
Then I'd like to, in a really chill way, sit down next to Rand and be like, "Can you talk to the other two? Can you see them and talk to them and like the brain stuff you do?"
If I can see Saoirse, I can talk to her. Do I see you?
I imagine so.
I think
Pretty hard to miss. There's
you said we can
very
see both of them,
colorful
right?
hair,
Yeah, we can
very
see
shiny
both of them.
armor.
Yeah, I can see them. I can talk to them.
We've all
well,
got main character
maybe-
in anime.
Yeah,
we
it's-
do. Yeah.
tell Saoirse where we are, and then maybe tell Saoirse where Rhea is. I don't know. I feel like we're all over the place right
Okay.
now, and we just
So-
took out this guy, and he had a lot of gold on him.
Okay. I'm gonna look at you, Saoirse, and be like, "Hey, I know I'm far away, but if you look up on the building of the roof, you'll see me and Bryce waving chili. Bryce, wave chili. Why are we waving? Just chili.
With Chili.
How could we possibly?
We're waving to the Emperor. Duh.
Okay. Emperor! Wow.
Do you see?
Yeah. Are you gonna come and see? The Emperor?
Well, you see, we've got a guy.
Ask her what she sees down there.
We've got a
Can we see
guy
the road clearly?
unconscious up here.
Yeah, you can
who
see the road
had a
clearly.
So can I see that it's the
crossbow
brigade
and was
down there?
trying to,
you
like,
can make
looked
out
like
the
he was
brigade as
trying to.
We can't just stand around and watch a parade.
He's asleep. I'm sorry.
We didn't do.
I know.
No, man.
We never have normal. I'm sorry. Okay. And then I like talk to Rhea and be like, hey, he's asleep up here. Good job. Thank you. It lasts for 1 minute. Oh. Okay, so I'm gonna
Yeah, you're
cast
coming up
web.
on that.
I've been trying to talk to you guys.
Okay, I'm gonna just hearing that. I'm going to do like a wrestler's. So what I've done.
I have no idea what's going
Yeah,
on.
I would say at this point, I forgot it was 1 minute. At this point, he is waking up.
I didn't know that.
He
Okay,
is trying to stir.
so I'm gonna like do a lock on him with both my arm and my leg, and I'm casting web on both of us.
Okay, what web do?
And you.
I'm just seeing you burst into action because I didn't know. I didn't get the warning. Unless I just naturally perceived he was waking up, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. So this is
well,
I conjure a mass of thick, sticky webbing at a point of your choice within range. The
yeah.
web fills a 20-foot cube from that point for the duration. The webs is difficult terrain and lightly obscure the area, but essentially all I want to do is like essentially kind of from the point be his head, and it but maybe his neck. So like from neck down, just like so like I want to have him grappled, and then like from us down and kind of like reaching all out onto the roof. So it's like it's not above us, but it's like reaching below us.
Okay, so that is technically 2 actions. So tell me the order that you're wanting to do this in.
Oh, I will cast web first.
Okay.
Okay. Blah 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 blah.
I love the visual that I'm just like, by the way, it only lasts for 1 minute, and then
Yeah,
suddenly
like,
the building
it's
is like,
oh my god, oh my god, oh my god,
But
and then
it's-
hearing Ram like
Okay, each creature that starts its turn in the web must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is restrained as long as it remains in the web or until it breaks free.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. I want you and Bryce to roll initiative for me.
Also, the web is flammable.
And
Ooh.
Saoirse, what did you get on your perception? I want to cover that first.
I think it was a 13.
A 13? Okay. So you can, from your distance, you got there early enough to get a pretty decent spot. You can see the entire brigade from where you're at. And you get a good look at all of them. You see... come on.
Come on.
Sorry, my phone. All 11 members. The first 2 that catch your eye are standing right next to the entrance to the palanquin, the doorway, and they look like polar opposites in terms of physicality. The one to the left of the door is this tall, huge, hulking. You actually can't quite tell what they are. They look like they're wearing a massive set of armor, but the closer you look, the less you can tell if it's armor or if it's just
How they are.
how they are.
Okay.
This pitch black coloration, this like shiny metallic sheen on their body. From what parts of their body that you can see that are exposed, they wear this huge heavy cloak that stretches from the top of their neck to the bottom of their ankles, and
perfect blank.
yeah, custom tailored.
Never trips him up.
Yeah. But you do see his head, and it is their head. You don't know the gender of this being because it's impossible to tell anything about them, really. They have just this smooth black head, and then where there would be a face or where there would be some kind of grill on like a helmet, there's a series of almost like a honeycomb pattern of just holes. It's like 8 or 9 holes, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Is it Reggie Steele, Reg Ice, or Reggie Geekus? Or maybe Reggie Rock?
It's almost Reggie Steele.
Yeah, I was thinking Reggie Steele. That's why I said it first.
But in between the holes is the only kind of marking that you see, and it's this tracing of engravings and runes. This the only thing on their body that's also not that same inky blackness is just this white runic tracing that kind of goes in between all of them. And these holes in their head, you can't see anything in them. There's no eyes, there's no light, there's nothing. And if anything, the shadow in those holes is darker than the material that makes up their body.
So I can assume this is onyx.
This is onyx. To the right of the door, you see, like I said, polar opposite in physicality, a diminutive, slender tiefling. And strangely, you've never seen this coloration of tiefling before. This is a pure white tiefling, almost albino. Her eyes are red, and her horns are also a blood red color, but the rest of her is entirely white. The horns themselves almost look like they pierced through her skull and are just covered in blood, such as the hue of them.
Sick.
And they twist and they kind of come up like antelope horns with a gentle curve to them, that corkscrewing pattern. She's wearing all white. You don't see any kind of like significant armor on her, other than a coat she's wearing, this kind of crop top coat, jacket that she's wearing, that has a kind of a higher neck that comes close around her neck. Under the jacket, you could just make out what looks like almost a it looks like a corset, like a boned corset, but like you look closer and you realize, oh no, it's a boned corset. It is like, it looks like multiple skeletal hands just like
really sick,
grabbing around her body. And she just is kind of like blithely looking around the crowd, a little uninterested looking, you know, slight smirk to her face, but there's this look in her eyes, like the nonchalance that she has on her expression is an act that maybe there's something deeper there that she's hard to read though. Those are the two that immediately attract your attention.
And that her name is Pearl.
Have you been reading the Locked Tomb series?
No.
There's one of the main characters in the second book. She has like it's almost like a breastplate, like corset. It's just rib cage. It's like a rib cage of a skeleton. Yeah, she's a necromancer.
I mean,
wears all black.
You've
So
got
cool.
that jewelry piece. It's like ribs.
Yeah.
That's because
Yeah.
I was cosplaying as her.
Oh, that's
that
really
makes
cool.
sense.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
Remember you told me to read that. I've been reading that. Starting.
Are there any others that I notice? I'm guessing Hickory's there.
Yeah, you see Hickory.
Yeah.
You see next to Hickory is also I say also, but you see next to Hickory is another member of the brigade. This one dressed in all grays, and he's standing at an angle where he's almost in front of Hickory, and you see he looks like an air genasi, but with this ashy gray skin, and his hair. There's a bit of a breeze here, but not nearly as much as would be sufficient to do what it's doing to his hair. His hair is just kind of wisping away, and you can't quite tell where his hair ends. And
Sure.
Yeah, like smoke coming off of his
Literally the
eyes.
worst.
Oh my god. His eyes, the irises are this pale gray that almost blends into the whites of his eyes, so it's hard to tell where they start and where the whites begin. His pupils are also this kind of milky gray. It almost looks like cataracts, and it gives the impression that his entire eye is just monochromatic. And you think, like, for your first thought, it's like, okay, I get the picture, I get it.
Yeah.
But then you also see the features on his face, and I don't know if you've ever seen like an older genasi. You don't typically, they've got long lives, right? They tend to wear their youth for a long time. This one looks ancient. There's a slight stoop to his back. His eyes are sunken in these deep sockets, bags under them. The crow's feet are like trenches kind of blossoming out from the corner of his eyes. His hair is just this ashy gray that fades to white as it wisps into the air behind him. He's dressed fairly simply, just a simple gray robe that goes down below his waist, some kind of an underskirt underneath that goes down a little bit further, and you can't see his feet. All you can see is just like a thin layer of mist that kind of just blooms out from
too
underneath.
cool to walk.
Sure.
His feet are just like so gross, and that's the one he like constantly has.
Like how Babe New Lustrous Brigade members.
Geriatric folk have a hard time reaching their feet to trim their
It's
toenails
true.
and
It's
stuff.
Feet come
I hate that.
You see he has in one hand also, and he's holding it, and it's hard to tell if it's an affectation or if it's something that he actually uses, but he's holding this white cane in one hand,
Just
to complete
shaking
the look
out
of
the whippersnappers.
it. Yeah, you see him occasionally just like
Does it look like? Never mind. Go ahead.
so you see him standing next to Hickory, and you recognize Hickory, of course.
Yeah.
Hickory in his brown leathers.
What's the gray
and-
guy's name?
Gray guy's name is Ash.
With an E at the end, or
Nope.
No,
Um,
Ash, like the
did he be-
Pokemon trainer.
I was about to say, did he become the greatest of them all?
He became the grayest of them all.
He became the oldest.
Okay.
I can
There's
end
no
the
need to
stream
be-
from TS. I can do that now.
Thanks, guys. It's been real. I'm gonna go die.
So you see him, and he's kind of looking around at the crowd. It's hard to tell where he's actually looking at because of the coloration of his eyes. But yes, anyway, Hickory is behind him in his leathers and his heavy kind of studded leather, and you see his giant crossbow on his back. So you see Hickory where Ash is kind of doing that almost 1,000-yard just kind of stare. Hickory is carefully eyeing everyone in the crowd. The same kind of look that you saw Bryce doing when he was looking at the three sheets. Yeah, he's just you see his eyes just darting around constantly, but they are pausing, darting, pausing, darting, pausing, darting. He is clocking every single person in this crowd rapidly. It almost makes you a little bit dizzy the longer you look at his pupils, and he actually looks at you for a second, and then there's just a slightly longer pause, raised eyebrow recognition, and then he keeps looking.
It's a completely different skin tone.
But yeah, you see him, and he goes back to scanning. You see the rest of them, the ones that you'd probably notice. The ones you probably notice would be past those would be Soul. Soul is unique because you see they're wearing a golden mask.
How do you? S-O-U-L?
S-O-L.
S-O-L. Oh.
Yeah, we're sticking to a theme here.
I know.
But Soul is wearing this golden mask, no mouth on it, just eyes, and the mask has these long, almost fey-like ears that are stretching out. Not Soul's actual ears, but
Sure.
it comes
yeah,
off
mask.
of the mask.
Yeah.
And the other notable thing that you see about Soul is their hair. This bushy white mane of a hair, just kind of a head of hair, just sprouts out from the top of the mask, and it blends into these white furs that they're wearing around their collar, and you can't tell where hair ends and where furs begin.
It's kind of a theme with the hair, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you got so many things to work with in the character design.
Katanas.
But the hair and the furs carry down their back as well, and just wild, untamed. They're wearing golden scale mail that glitters in the sunlight, and they hard to read their expression, but they are they're standing there. They don't seem to be scanning the crowd like other people. They just seem to be present. So you see Soul. You also see Saffron, who is wearing orange heavy plate armor. Saffron is an orc. The dark green skin kind of standing out against the orange armor in a way that kind of goes against the theme of all of the other members of the brigade that you've seen. But their orange armor looks not like any armor that you've seen before. It's like curved at the edges and these kind of like sharp points that and it curves up, and you see that where the armor joins together, the segments in the armor, there's like scraps of cloth and fabric that are caught in there, whether it was by design or just accumulated scraps of
From meeting
either-
so many people.
yeah,
in
either
this shit.
fights or just walking in crowds and just like rip.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. My tailor will be in contact with you.
But these scraps in the wind just flutter and flicker like flames coming off of their armor, off of his armor. And on his back, he wears a great axe with two heads, each of them similarly orange, a dark burnt orange color, although the tips of them are lined in white. And like hot tarmac, you see just this hazy disturbance of the air above the heads of the great axe.
Sure, yeah.
And he's surveying the scene with just kind of a scowl. He seems. The expression says, "I have more important things to be doing right now." And you can see this too from your rooftop view. All of you recall Dormo's story, right? About the destruction of his village, and it was burned by somebody in orange armor, was what you were told. That comes back to your mind when you see Saffron there.
Armor. Okay.
Noticeably, you do not see the 12th member. You do not see Aqua there for obvious reasons. Yeah. So as you're taking this in, you don't quite have time to catch every single one, because as you're looking at them, you see Hickory pauses for a second, looking above you, past you. Bryce, where you're standing, where this sudden 20-foot cube of webbing just exploded on top of a building.
But it's below his neck and on the building.
Understood, but it's not exactly covert. And
But it's
was it 20 cubic feet, or was it a 20-foot cube? Because that's very different. A 20 cubic foot is like,
I think it
this
was a
big.
20-foot cube.
yeah, that's 20 foot
Yeah, they
per
don't
side.
usually do metrics of cubic feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
You said that there were the oh gosh, call it again.
Can I
The
undo
The
little robot
liaisons.
liaisons.
Mhm.
There were liaisons behind
Yeah.
everyone except for Hickory and who else?
Not Hickory, except the two. Now that you get you're kind of in the. Are you getting closer because you were kind of set back a little ways? So you see that everyone has a liaison except for Onyx and Pearl.
Okay.
Those are the only two without them. Hickory does have a liaison,
Okay.
and in fact, you did see Hickory's
Oh, yes,
liaison back
right.
at the
Yeah.
sheets, But Hickory kind of squints in the distance past you, and then whispers something in Ash's ear. And as that happens, you two, what were your initiative rolls?
I got a 10.
Can I undo the web?
Take your finger off.
Yeah,
Okay.
you committed to it.
All right. I gotta.
Hmm?
I gotta.
What? I only got to sleep in until like 6:45 this morning. Okay.
It's funny because you didn't have work, so like.
But macchiato wakes me up. Like I have to feed her.
She is.
I was like, indeed, a macchiato would wake me up.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, that sounds like the name of a cat.
Oh yeah, that picture. Yeah. Show the
picture?
people.
Show the people.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
Cat.
Sarah featuring cat. Cat.
Thank you for taking
Oh,
that picture.
It's beautiful.
Can you send it to me?
Tofu has a kind of
It's
collar
so
for a little bit
beautiful.
'cause her collar broke. So we took the collar off of Soup and we put it on Tofu, and Tofu has not responded well. I feel so bad because she's so
Look at
sad.
her.
We'll
What?
put out
What'd you
dinner
say?
and she'll run, she'll hear the little bell jingle, and then she'll just like sit and go.
Hunter and I were researching microchip reading pet feeders this morning because
They're
macchiato
expensive.
is
Yeah,
they're like $200. Macchiato is a
Monster.
monster when it comes to
Monster.
food. Like she'll eat all hers and then he'll feed Rue.
1.5
And then-
bowls of Rue's food.
Honestly,
But yes, D&D.
What'd
hi.
you roll on your initiative?
Yeah.
I got a 10.
A 10.
Sorry. Got excited about the cat.
No.
A 13.
Well, don't you know that like you're feeding your cats the right amount if you have one skinny cat and one fat cat?
Yep. Balances out to one whole cat, healthy
So-
cat.
Read me that web spell one more time.
All right. It's a very long spell.
And then I need to roll.
It's like they have to roll a dex saving throw or something, or else they're restrained
Yes.
at the start of their turn.
Oh, it's restrained?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. Each creature that starts its turn in the web must make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. What's the DC?
13.
That's cocked. That's a failure. So he wakes up and you hear just a, what the, oh,
Don't try to move, buddy. You're in my web.
you don't know what you're doing.
What do you mean? What? Who are you trying to kill?
Get down. I'm gonna.
You have a crossbow.
I like to turn and like take your shoulder, and, like pull you down. Just like get down.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fine.
Okay.
We're all just
Crouching, looking at each other.
web. We're on a web that's we're on a web.
Okay. It's your turn now.
I'm who are you trying to kill? Why do you have a crossbow? Why are you up here? Why did you kill that orc thing?
What orc thing?
Okay, who are you trying to kill? Next question. I'm not gonna let you out unless you answer me. And this web is flammable. And do you see my hair, buddy? I make it go up in flames.
Roll,
Stop! You're being noticeable.
Okay.
Like,
roll a an intimidation check
Okay.
with advantage because I
Fire.
mean,
Web
yeah.
fire.
Because of the situation.
Okay.
Nice.
Alright.
You roll better when you make it hit the side.
We got a sub.
Who are you and why do you? You're so great.
I don't know how to pronounce your name, so I apologize, but I think Darachek?
Darachek!
Alright, sure.
Let me know if I pronounce that right.
Until we're corrected, otherwise we will say Darachek.
I got a 6.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
A 16?
A 16 on that
16.
intimidation.
Okay. You see him kind of like stop and assess the situation a little bit. And just like,
The only thing visible right now is his face.
yeah. He's just like, I mean, the Emperor.
Why though?
Why not?
Yeah, mood is serious.
Are you just a murderer?
Wait a second. Are you part of the keys? Why the keys?
He's serious. That's true.
Yes.
That's Bryce.
Oh, good. Yes. Yes. I'm serious. Like, why do you kill the one guy down there? He was following us.
Look, I don't know who this orc is. I didn't kill any orc. I'm not here for.
He's trying to kill the Emperor.
I
really
messaged
misjudged that
Storia.
one.
This guy up here, he was trying to kill the Emperor, and then I look. This guy up here, he was trying to kill the Emperor.
Oh, go off, I guess.
Yes, we're really. And we know about the keys. We've helped the keys. We're like part of. He's already trying to kill the Emperor. They're on the same page. It doesn't matter.
Bryce, is there anything that you want to do on your turn?
This is mostly like I'm trying to genuinely
Anything else,
like.
I should say. Sorry.
I guess I want to. Well, I guess I kind of want to peek back down after, especially like he's not the guy that killed the orc. I kind of want to peek around and see if I know we're at a great height, so I probably don't see much, but like,
Roll perception check.
yeah, like if I see anything suspicious or like any people acting weird.
Yeah, and if the two of you want to do anything, let me know. We can get you an initiative.
11.
We can do anything with all of these.
If it's
Um,
yeah.
I just want to kind of be like scanning around. Ria's super lost.
Yeah, you've just
Super
had like a barrage of frantic messages. You watch webbing just coat the top of this building.
And like no idea what is actually going on.
Especially because you have no idea that came
I do
from
partially want to see if anyone's looked since Ria's done so many noticeable things.
Yeah.
She's lit fire. She's done all these. Like, I do also want to see if anyone ran. My bad. If like anyone's looking. Like,
Yeah. Okay. What'd you roll?
Lemon.
11. From what you can tell, most eyes seem to be on the procession
Okay.
right now.
I wonder if Hickory's
All eyes except for Hickories and Ashes.
Do I see that?
Oh no.
With an 11, you see their heads looking in your direction.
Because I would definitely be looking at the Lustrous
Yeah,
Brigade
fair.
in particular. Like,
I with the invisibility, I would be scanning around.
Okay.
And just keeping an eye out for anything.
Then roll me a perception check as well, real quick.
Oh, this is not what I wanted.
I'll also dug back down and be like, God, well, okay, there's a chance a Hickory and another
19.
Lustrous Brigade member I've never seen before are looking over here.
Okay, act natural.
With that roll, you see the eyes. You can trace the path of.
I'm just gonna
Hickory and
gesture
Ash
at the
where
web.
they're looking. And
Act like a spider.
everyone who's looking at the procession right now, you see Ash lift his head and then just fade into a mist.
I figured that was gonna happen, honestly.
And then Rand, you see next to you just a pair appear out of the ether. Just
Do I see it all?
yeah, he's right next to you.
Oh, that was really cool. How did you do that? And I'm just gonna covertly take the web and put it over this guy's mouth.
He looks at the two of you.
That was really cool. Can you teach me how to do that one day?
Sorry to intrude.
I hate magic.
He
Love it,
pulls his cane up and then he unsheaths a hidden blade from the cane.
Yes!
And he jabs it into the guy in the webbing. And you watch the cane just pulse with a gentle energy, and the guy in the webbing just
Wait,
Do I
dies.
recognize?
in front of you.
what?
And then he sheaths the cane back, and you watch
Why did
actually some of the crow's feet just gently creep back up slightly on his face. He gives you a friendly smile and says,
Oh.
"Thanks for looking out.
You're welcome.
Ta-ta."
Wait, who are you? Really cool. Love this guy.
And then he appears back on the floors.
Did I
So when you
recognize his blade at all? Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
So-
I wasn't even there. I'm just
No,
me personally.
I'm just wondering, like the material of the cane, like the white, and then seeing the pulsing of energy. Do I recognize any of that?
Roll a perception check or an insight check. Actually, no, don't roll any of that. Roll an Arcana check.
Yeah, I kind of figured that's what.
Is this perhaps
Okay.
gonna go in our favor down the road?
He didn't seem. Well, roll an insight check for me.
I got a 16 on that.
16. Looked
Well, that's
It's like the Life is Strange.
Mhm.
Like, this action will have consequences.
yeah.
it was a nat one.
Okay.
Total of 6.
Okay.
But it was an.
But it was a nat one.
Yeah. So hard. Yeah, you can't put it together at all. You were just stuck on like the like.
I
How did
I
you
just
do
gonna
that?
turn to Bryce and be like, he's either completely evil or maybe not on our side.
Bryce, you sorry, what?
It's
sorry. I keep trying to get in.
So this is like me metagaming. I feel like because Saoirse could not see any of this, but I'm really intrigued by the, like when you say that the crow's feet lift. Do you mean that in a like you see his facial expression to be a smile, like he's smiling with his eyes, or he appears to get younger slightly?
He looks like he's gotten some vigor back.
There we go. Okay, that's sick.
Yeah.
That's really cool. He's a vampire.
You notice the blade that he pulled out of the cane sheath was pure white, and the energy that it gave off reminded you a lot of the blade that you have, although different in essence, similar in make.
Well, he was carrying a liaison weapon, or at least the material made out of it.
I want to look at Hickory.
Yeah.
And
wish
I
you had a
want
way
to.
to-
I actually want to talk to her.
Okay.
I
Okay, go for it.
because like I'm assuming Hickory reacted in some way to this guy just wisping, because Hickory was looking at us too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he reappear next to Hickory?
Yep. He
Okay.
just right back next to Hickory.
With a little pep in his step.
Yeah.
Did you get a new concealer?
The stoop in his back is a little bit. His back is a little straighter than when you saw him before.
Okay.
Has a minute gone by yet? Since he got stabbed, since the point of him being stabbed and dying?
No, we're like right after.
Okay, then I want to hit Rand. I keep wanting to say Rio with Rand, but like Rhea can heal people. See if she can get up here.
Rhea, come help this guy. He's dying.
What?
Climb up here now.
Who's
right
dying?
now. Right now.
Oh gosh.
And then I'm gonna talk to Hickory,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, don't react. It's me, Rand, on top of the roof that you're currently looking at. Just act natural." Also, that the guy next to you who just like disappeared and reappeared and stabbed this guy next to me and then reappeared over there. Is he completely evil? Just think yes or no. He kind of has to think yes or no at this point.
Do you say that last part too?
No.
You hear back in your head. Well, hello. I thought I recognized you. It's complicated.
That's not a yes or no.
No.
He just stole this guy's life.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So is he good? Is he gonna help me down the road?
I mean, stay on his good side might be a good idea. Seems like you're doing okay.
Okay. Anything that we should know about? I whisper in thought form. The caves. we have a key, by the way.
Are we exactly allies with Hickory?
I would say so.
You just hear him say back in your head, I need to talk to Mallory about her recruiting practices.
We've done a lot of good in the past few days. I know you've been gone, you haven't heard about us, but we're freaking awesome. So, yeah. Also, is the Emperor even with you? Because we can't see the Emperor right now, right?
He's in
Right.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah. Is he?
If only someone had X-ray vision to confirm.
I only use it once.
Mm.
I think it's one to the line.
She used it on.
I think it comes back at dawn. If I remember right. As you think that at him, you see the palanquin stop, not in response to you, but just conveniently timed for narrative's sake. Yes. Where you
Is there
Let's say
like
part of the web is hanging
any-
off, and you can like.
any dim light whatsoever?
Oh.
The shadow of the bill.
Oh.
He really wanted to say.
I mean, it would make getting up to like at least like the edge of the
It's the
building fun.
craziest thing. It's mostly a clear day, but right as this all happens, a single cloud just goes right in front of the sun, tracing a path of shadow right over you.
combined with the web and an alley. I'm like, I think this might be dim enough light. As you're like, I imagine you're like just like thinking at like Rhea and like then talking to Hickory, and then you look back and Rhea's pulling herself up onto the
Oh, thank goodness.
onto the thing.
Yeah, he's dying.
Spare the dying. Lesser restoration. Maybe lesser restoration. Is he like full dead?
You look down at him and you see the skin on his cheeks is like sallow and like adhering tightly to the bones underneath.
Does he just look older, or
suck
does he
dry.
look like
He
vacuum
looks
packed?
withered and dry and mummified.
He needs some milk.
What?
So milk.
Somebody get that boy some milk.
He needs some milk.
Wait, so what do we see with the palanquin stops and?
So Rhea, you pull yourself up.
So do you fly like?
Oh yeah, 100%.
I'm definitely watching him like.
I have not thought of a cool way visually to make it look because I
Uh-huh.
haven't put that much thought into it. So I was trying to conveniently make a way where you guys are all looking away when Rio flies up there, so I don't have to
Okay.
describe it.
That's fair. Okay. I will
Can
thank
I?
you.
Can I? Is it like when you're doing a really bad production of Peter Pan and you have kids up on the
like-
wires and it's like spinning around just kind of slowly and the kids are like
Eyes from the wire, like
You start doing the
like they're
frog legs
straight
to-
down though.
You just see like the back of Rhea's cloak just pull tight.
It's pulled up by like the
I'm sorry.
No,
Also-
rain down.
You know what? I think that's how it is.
until you get better at it and you're like really cool supermaning it.
Oh gosh, I love that. Might just be how it is.
But you ascend to the top of the roof, and the cloud passes, and the sun is restored.
What a
cloud.
conveniently timed cloud.
If you had to assign a number to it, it seemed to last approximately like 6 seconds or so.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a fast cloud.
Yeah, if you'd apply a term, some kind of terminology to it,
That's
like
pretty. I mean,
6 seconds is a while to linger on.
yeah, like usually when clouds go by,
That's true.
like
They be moving.
they be
Mhm.
yeah they do be schmoving.
They sometimes do be moving.
Yeah.
Right.
So palanquin.
The palanquin. So you all look down now. Well, the three of you look down. Saoirse, you look up, and you watch the palanquin stop. And you notice now that you were kind of taken with the spectacle at first, but there's nobody carrying this palanquin. It has just been floating a few feet off of the ground.
That tracks. It's magic.
And then it just pauses and then slowly descends to the ground. And then the door on the palanquin opens up. And a foot steps out. A black booted foot. And then the rest of the Emperor follows. It's not just a boot. It's not
The
just
way
a
that
single
you're
boot.
phrasing this makes it sound like
rest of the Emperor.
And then the rest there's a
were
boot,
made
and then
for walking.
Hey, get on out of there.
Dude. The Emperor's boots leave first.
And then he's like, "No, you get back here!"
Oh no! He's walking on his hands.
Yeah,
And he's trying to find his boots.
It was a handstand, and he just stuck one foot out.
I know you tried to make this really
I
dramatic.
hate all of
sorry.
you.
But you can't just say it like that.
I know.
The rest of the Emperor.
And the rest. It's like the Gilligan's Island theme.
Go the horror, I was just like a slump of like flesh. Boots
Yeah,
and
just
the
like-
rest of the Emperor.
It's like when somebody's really good at drawing one thing. It's like a really
Yeah,
nice looking
exactly.
shoe, and then it's like,
Draw the rest of the freaking emperor.
The rest of the Emperor. Just as text
You're like,
box.
oh, that's why he doesn't make public appearances. Get it now.
All right.
Get it now.
Okay, sorry.
All
The
right.
Emperor steps out of the carriage.
Yes, the Emperor
Not the
steps
carriage,
out of the carriage. He is garbed in mostly black boots, black robe, although he does wear kind of an overcoat that has greens and blues and purples on it, the major colors of the aurora. You look at his face, but you see instead a mask in place. You recall from your time in the airship, the little time travel
Sure.
episode that you had.
Yeah.
All that.
When you asked about the Emperor, you heard that he never shows his face, even in depictions, even in the depictions of him on the ship itself. He was always in silhouette, never depicted fully. And you see now that he's wearing a mask as well. The mask is kind of like Soul's, where there's no mouth, but on the Emperor's there's no nose, there's no eyes. It is just a blank slate, and the mask is consists of all of the different colors of the brigade, all of them starting from a point at the center of the mask and kind of flowing out in this psychedelic kind of
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
swirling
who
pattern.
tie-dye dips that himself.
Yeah. He's like,
He really made an afternoon of it.
So cool.
Everyone's gonna be so impressed by this.
Oh man, it's gonna match my chakras.
Where the colors hit the edge of the mask, though, they end up in this evenly distributed pattern around the perimeter. And around the perimeter of the mask, where each color hits, a kind of horned protrusion comes off of the mask and wraps back around to the backside of his head. The rest of his head is similarly covered, but not by the mask, by what looks like an ornate helm. It is also the same kind of black as the rest of his outfit. But you recall the image, the depiction that you saw of the Moon King, the engraving that you saw in the Moon King's helmet, how it had the crescent moon, what's the right word? Ornament on top of his helmet, and how it kind of swooped down and then away in the back. You look at the Emperor's helmet, and it strikes a similar note, though the moon shape is rotated 90 degrees. And you see, coming off of the top of his helmet, what looks like a crescent moon almost like two horns that forming this crescent moon. One which comes off to the left side, that reaches up a little bit higher than the one on the right, and they both kind of curve up and form this almost moon-shaped pattern. And the Emperor steps out and surveys the crowd, and we'll pick up there next week.
Ooh. We don't get to see his face,
Of
Paul.
course not.
No one ever
Never.
sees his face.
How long? So we've established the airship thing was a very long time ago.
Yes. It was
Is
a
this
couple hundred years ago.
Same
Or,
emperor?
yeah, a couple. Yep.
Well, different
Wow.
source now.
Huh?
Oh wait, same emperor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, wow.
Interesting.
I mean, there are races
So
that live
lame.
very long time.
Yeah, it's not an abnormal length of time, but now that you think about it, you've never heard anybody refer to any other emperor
Mhm.
of Cressa.
Yeah.
Could also just be the same guy, kind of reincarnated multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of what my family is.
Yeah.
But we'll pick up there next week and see what the
Cool.
emperor has to say.
Oh, I'm gonna say stuff.
But yeah,
Wow.
so
That must be a big spider over there. The web.
oh, that's
Yeah.
funny. That's funny. We'll see you next week.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Thanks for
joining
humoring us.
Goodbye.
Well, we humor you.